Hey, welcome to the Flash of Phoenix's, what is it, crazy, awesome, no one's ever seen
crazy. It's unbelievable, this thing.
This is going to be the best review you've ever seen, heard, consumed of House of the Dragon. Yeah, and I'm seeing the stream right now, and Zax has his little icon.
I see it.
Yeah, what is going on with you?
It.
This happened? Yeah.
I don't know.
He tries. He tries, and he really does try, and there's absolutely nothing that anyone can do to take that away from him is the thing.
There we go.
Yeah. Like all three people in the chat are wondering what's going on with this. So
yeah,
they're worried. I could tell.
Yeah, thank you.
Concerned.
Yeah. With us for this video is Zax. Hopefully, I'll put his. I don't know if I have your link in the description below, but we'll see.
Hopefully, we'll put it in there. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just look him up. ZAXXX. You'll find him on YouTube. So got some people rolling in. Nosferatu, the vampire. HL. Is it
J-Lo Habo? J-Lo Habo? Well, whatever. Yeah. Hey, AJ.
Yeah, and AJ. Thank you. And also, again, some Team Green support here. Thank you. I am an avid for Team Green. I think I'm the only one that I know. Everyone else is like, I don't know. I'm Team Black, but
that's cringe.
Yeah. Do you guys want to get into this? You guys want to say anything before we start this bad boy review off?
I want to say first of all, to the chat too. Like, I want you to know I'm on Team Black. I'm pro Black. I like blacks all the way.
Do you love black people? Man.
Going deep on the blacks.
Let's do that. Who's the Jesse? Is it Jesse Peterson? You know that clip? Do you love black people?
Yeah.
Do you love black people?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I should have up here for you. Little simp.
You should. I do.
Right. Dude, Zach's a black cuck. Cuck for the blacks. He's not black as himself, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, we've been doing a lot of polls on our channel recently. And one of the questions we had out there, which I think is probably the closest 50-50 split, is which do you think had a better season one between House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones? Like setting up the universe, introducing these characters, giving you payoffs, character development. What do you guys think? If you had a vote, and then just go ahead and explain it afterwards.
Go ahead, Zax. Come on, man. Okay. Let's hear it. Come on.
Well,
tell us your terrible take. Let's hear it.
Yeah, this is like a fucking IQ test for, like, you shouldn't be allowed to access a computer if you think House of the Dragon season 1 is better than Game of Thrones season 1. Like, you obviously you've never watched it maybe, or you watched the end, or someone told you it sucked at the end, and so you're like, oh, whatever. No, Game of Thrones is way better. It's not even close.
Not even close? I think
it's pretty close. It's really difficult to make that choice, I think.
No, it's not hard at all.
Well, why? Give us a reason. Give us a reason.
Well, this wouldn't exist without that. That's one reason.
Okay. That's like, well, Empire Strikes Back wouldn't exist without A New Hope. That means A New Hope's better. Yeah, dude, come on.
No, it's better. Not even close.
I was arguing with my wife about the same.
What was the shock? What was the big shock, you guys? Some kid we don't fucking recognize got bitten by a dragon. That's it.
No, we knew that was going to happen too. So,
what's his name? Right.
We don't talk about it.
Luke.
Nobody cares.
His name is Lucerys. Okay.
What a big surprise! Like,
okay, we don't need the big surprises. We need compelling moments that you go, oh, and that moment is with King V entering in, and there's no scene like that in Game of Thrones season 1.
Yeah, that is the real thing too. Like, you can say what you want about the House of the Dragon overall. Like, it does have its issues, like the time skips, and like it's kind of jarring, the actress changes and stuff like that. But episode 8 of House of the Dragon is better than the entirety of season 1 of Game of Thrones. And that is just true. Like, maybe you compare the rest of Game of Thrones season 1 to all of House of the Dragon season 1 minus episode 8. But if you're talking about season to season, I think that one episode puts it over the edge in House of the Dragon. There's no way it doesn't.
What happened in episode 8?
What are you talking about? A man walked across a room and then he had dinner. What more do you want? And then he died.
That's great. Dude, yes. Yep. Thank you. That is amazing.
It is.
I have to like stand up a little bit, after you just describing that amazing scene.
I know, because you know exactly what I'm talking about. And he wore a cool gold mask. Come on.
That is pretty cool. Well, here, let's so I think we beat the shit out of Zax here, and we voted House of the Dragon has a better season 1, I think, overall.
Correct.
But let us know in the chat. We actually have a poll going on right now, and it looks like Game of Thrones is winning, but in a close second, maybe not close second, but Gator is there as well. So
Gator.
J-Lo Hobo. You got the facts right, that's for sure. But
that's true.
I mean, you have to go back and you have to remember the response to Game of Thrones, the finale of episode 1 or season 1, and how people wouldn't shut the fuck up about it for years, basically. This one, It's like some kid got eaten who we don't know.
Okay, yeah, but why is it just a finale? Why are you comparing episode 10 to episode 10? Why not compare episode 10 to episode 8? You know what I'm saying? Listen,
Yeah.
episode 10 was shocking in Game of Thrones because we'd never really seen anything like it. So, like, really, no shocking betrayal and shocking death of a character would have had that same impact. Only something like we got in episode 8 would have, gave us something that's worth, what do you want to say, ejaculating over, right?
Yeah, it's so cheap. Like, oh, my favorite character died. It's like, okay, cool. What about your favorite character doing this feat of strength that just makes you just want to jump out of your seat?
So cringe.
He maybe wasn't even your favorite character until that moment, and then he became your favorite character. Everybody's.
Guys, follow me on this one.
I don't try.
So that little kid died. Whose decision was that?
The little kid in episode 10.
I guess it's Vagar's, right? At the end of the day,
it was a dragon.
Yeah, correct.
So what?
What's the show called? House of the Dragon.
Game of Thrones.
Okay, come on. No.
So what did the throne execute Ned Stark? Is that why you're saying it's
no?
It's better because the throne didn't do it.
I'm saying everyone right there wanted to make a different decision at the end with Ned Stark, and everyone thought something different was going to happen, except for Joffrey and the headsman who finished the job. And that's what makes it great, is because it wasn't intended, but then it was intended. This was just an accident. It'd be like if Ned Stark fell and hit his head in the street, and it's like, oh my God, what's going to come of this? Well, he's dead.
Listen, see Nosferatu's commentary dressed as a slutty Harley Quinn? That's a meme, because every girl dresses like Harley Quinn for some unknown reason. Because of episode 8 of House of the Dragon, you will see everybody dressed as King V this year. Harley Quinn's in the past. Okay, that's how big of an impact it had.
King V's the new Harley Quinn.
Yes, hashtag King V is the new Harley Quinn. Make it happen.
I know why you guys think this is better. Your parents wouldn't let you watch Game of Thrones at the time. That's why.
No.
Okay.
No, we
don't need this ageist.
We're not that young. We're not that young.
I'm just saying. Oh, yeah, you probably are.
Okay. Well, who's your favorite character, or who would you say is like the MVP of this season?
Of House of the Dragon?
Yeah. No. What other show are we talking about? Hey, Arnold.
Well, I'm talking about Game of Thrones now because you guys brought it up. So
okay, this just changed to Game of Thrones season 1 retrospective review.
Yeah, Zach, who's your favorite character and why is it Kristen Cole?
Oh, it would be Kristen Cole.
I'm getting simp vibes off of Zach's here on this stream about Game of Thrones. He's
Kristen Cole. I mean, I guess it's got to be Vagar, right? Because that's the only thing that actually made a decision in the series this season.
Oh my God.
This series, is that the name of a fanfic character for you in the Targaryen family?
This series. The only decision made. Even Viserys didn't change his mind. He's like, I'll pick you. And then it's like, no matter what happens after that, he's like, I'm just going to keep steering this ship straight into the fucking rocks.
Yeah, well, he's dedicated.
True. He made a choice. That's the thing, you know what I mean? Like he made the choice not to make a choice.
Yeah.
That's the bravest thing you can do.
In terms of people, or if you want to call them people, I don't know if you can consider them to be people or not. It would have to be Daemon, who really also did nothing, but at least he looks brooding while he does it.
Daemon did nothing?
No, what do you do?
Well, we're gonna get.
What do you do?
Well, he did a lot of women, and sometimes not to completion, which is pretty
most
vague.
of the time, I think. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. He's got a semen retention set to 100. That dial's at 10. Okay, you can't fault a man for that. Plus, did you miss the part where he single-handedly took out like the whole triarchy? He went into that crab feeder's nest and brought out like half his body. That dude has grayscale, and Daemon literally walked out with that dude in his mouth. He didn't care about catching that at all.
Well, he caught him, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught him.
He did get him. Yeah, Daemon is amazing, and I like Daemon, but the MVP of the season has to be King V, right?
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Yeah, he carries almost every scene he's in, and the performance by Patty in this series is really good. And from the book, you don't get a lot of like detail about him like you do in this, because of course, right, you don't get much time with him. Because I think the book it's probably like 2.5 hours of content in the Fire and Blood, but in here, right, you get 10 hours. Potentially with King V, and you get to flesh him out.
The same, right? In the books, wasn't he like a drunk dude, and his infliction was just that he was too drunk, or not too drunk. Sorry, too fat, so he was having like heart problems and shit.
Yeah, I don't think there was this big transformation he had where he like a missing eyeball and this grotesque maybe hot body, depending on which way you're looking at him.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, you put a poll up in the chat, maybe somebody.
King V, here I'll put make the poll real quick. But Zach still hasn't explained to me why. You said Daemon's the MVP of this.
I'm going to say that. Yeah, I think he probably is, but only because he was the most entertaining and interesting character. Viserys is great, but he didn't really do anything except get sick and die.
He didn't do anything except for be like the only king in Westeros history not to start a war.
He didn't finish a war either.
Well, that's true. That's
There
true.
you go.
Well,
Done.
Daemon doesn't finish during sex. So maybe it just runs in the family. You can't blame him for that. It just runs in the family.
You know, Viserys is a good person. Great guy. Bad
He
king.
is.
Great guy. I like him. Amazing portrayal. But was he the MVP? Well, he didn't really do much. That would be my argument. Was he my favorite character? Maybe. Maybe
Who's to
he
say?
he may have been the best character on TV this year, but or at least the most compelling. But what did he do?
All right, I do respect it. Honestly, if I couldn't pick King V, I would be picking Daemon. So yes, I understand.
Yeah,
I
do
yes.
understand that too. But
yeah, Daemon is badass. We all love Daemon, but it's got to be King V, man. There's no way it doesn't.
Yeah, and his character is very consistent. Like some of these other characters, like Rhaenyra and Alicent, they seem like they do kind of change a lot between that time jump. And I understand they grow, and with time, and you change a little bit here. But it's like King V stays consistent all the way through. He doesn't really change all that much. I don't think he really changes at all. He's very consistent, and if anything, he just becomes less connected with reality. That's the only thing that really changes about him, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that either. A lot of his disconnection with reality is like, well, one, it's in good faith because he doesn't want to think his daughter is like a slut or whatever. And then the rest of it was just milk of the poppy. So it's not even his fault, man. He's a victim, and we got to see that victim walk across a room in the most epic way possible. So yes, he's everybody's favorite.
All right,
I
well,
get why you guys all voted for Biden now. It makes a lot of sense.
We voted for multiple times.
Yeah.
I did too.
Who's your favorite side?
Zach's had the write-in from Canada.
That's right.
Who's your favorite side character in this? Like, just person that really doesn't have a ton of screen time, doesn't really contribute a whole lot, but is just kind of there.
Definitely the White Worm. Not, dude. Come on.
It kind of looks like your
the
wife
White
here.
Worm.
Hope she doesn't hear this.
The White Worm's my favorite. I'm divorcing the White Worm.
Well, who's his name? Is it William or Wilhelm Blackwood? He's at epic scene. He's great in there.
Yeah, that kid from Andor.
I think Tywin Lannister has slept on here a little bit. I love his joke at the wedding where he's just like, women, they don't fight wars because they always be late, and for some reason everyone eye rolls at him.
I know. It's like, you kidding me? That's a funny joke. That's base, dude. How are you in this time period? How does that not get a laugh?
I know exactly.
Like we're supposed to believe that half the Seven Kingdoms is about to like start a war because Rhaenyra is going to be queen, and they can't even laugh at like the most mild sexist joke. It's funny.
Yeah, that's like it's 10:30 AC, Thailand. Get with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, bullshit. What's that? What's the captain of the Kingsguard's name again?
Harold Westerling.
Westerling, man.
He's my secondary best because he's like a great silver fox. I mean, he's a bald fox, but he's a silver fox. He's a handsome guy.
It would be silver.
Classy.
And he's embracing the bald. Like, you actually don't know whether or not he's balding or if he chose to shave his head like, the book version of Tywin. So it's like, and he's an anomaly. He never ages, by the way, as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, looks great.
He's
like Steve Martin. He just like sprinted to whatever that old age is and just sat there.
Yeah, 100% true. Or Sean Connery. Wait, Zach, so you said that Westerling is your second favorite side character?
He's my favorite side character.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I think he might be mine too, just because he's very consistently there. And he shows some moments of like stand-up character, whatever. Even though it's in opposition to Team Green. Sorry, Don Boy.
Yeah, I know. He's just like, I can't do this anymore. I don't like plotting. I just want to take oaths to do my thing. Shut up. Just get with it, dude.
He's with it, man. Come on. He's on here TV too.
We're finding people voting in our MVP, and it looks like people are going with King V, with a close second being Daemon. But I want to see who they have as their most favorite side character, and I put these side characters up because we're not really going to talk about them later on. We'll go into more characters that have at least a little more screen time or
right
on screen long enough. But yeah, go ahead, comment down below, comment in the chat right now. Who's your favorite side character in this? You guys good? You guys ready to move on to
who's yours, Don Boy? Did you even say?
I said Thailand. I think.
Oh, you did say Thailand. Okay.
He also comes in right after King V dies. He's like, did Dorne invade? He's just like, yeah, he's throwing it out, dude.
He's having the time of his life too. He's a positive guy. Like, I can't argue with that. He lightens up the room, but nah.
Who's your favorite side piece?
Probably Emma that we see in the far right over here. Far right, Emma.
Nosferatu, dude. King V is a beta. Ned Stark? I think not.
Yeah.
I think not, my friend.
You think Ned was an alpha? I don't know.
Ned couldn't even take the throne. He's like, guys, can I be king? And then he got killed the next day.
That's because he's Sigma. He didn't need the throne.
King V was king for like 26 years. Yeah, but he wanted the throne.
He
didn't turn it down. He wanted it.
How did King V got the throne by an election? How lame is that?
Oh yeah, he's wheeling and dealing, baby.
Yeah, exactly. He's paying super PACs and whatever else, stomping all over his female cousin to get that
Oh,
position, dude.
he's tapping
That's
tapping
based.
toes at the airport bathroom. He's doing whatever it has to
Exactly.
do whatever he needs to get in that throne, baby, and he does it. So
26 years.
okay, what do you think the best episode is? I think this is hands down. It has to be episode.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
episode
don't
8. Oh, do you guys like this show because of King V? I don't know. Probably the most epic thing ever in this show. Yeah, I like that, Zach.
Yeah, Zach's like, oh, I like the one where Kristen Cole takes 20 minutes to get undressed. Like, thanks again, Zach's.
You know what? I'm gonna go with 8. I have to go with 8 too. That was a great
Yeah.
moment. It was. I'll give it that. I
Yeah.
like the series. I like the show. It's like, but it's
The series Targaryen.
The series is my favorite. Yeah, the series Targaryen.
Well, if you take 8 out of the running, right? Because that
Yeah,
by
of
far is
course.
the best.
I think that's the only fair thing.
What would be your next favorite episode?
What do you think, Zach's?
Oh,
It is really hard. It is really hard because we have a lot of good moments. Like in episode 3, obviously we see the crab feeder like defeat right there. But that's just one good moment. I rewatched this whole thing over the last couple of weeks, and the rest of episode 3 wasn't that good.
You don't like the hunt, the epic hunt of King V going out there?
No, it's kind of disappointing, man.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like seeing him.
You don't like Otto Hightower awkwardly trying to push his
Oh my god, that's like
his grandson baby with Rhaenyra? I don't know.
How stupid did he think King V was? Like that's just disgraceful.
In his
Otto's a
defense,
really smart guy.
Yeah, in his defense, King V just likes to play with this city for most days. So I mean, and he
Yes,
also got him
that
to
is
marry
true.
his daughter. So he's like, I don't know, maybe I'll just bet on black again. I should say green.
Was it episode 1 or 2 where Daemon took over the City Watch, the Gold Cloaks?
Episode 1.
Yeah, that's the very first one.
Yeah, maybe that one.
Because that has the tournament as well. So
Yeah.
you're right. That's actually a pretty good episode.
Yeah, they finally get rid of that queen who's annoying. Being
Uh,
all female and pregnant. It's like, shut
Oh,
up.
Emma,
Yeah.
his wife.
That's true. Female
Yeah.
pregnant. That's strike 1, strike 2. You know.
That's right.
Well, the episode 7 was actually pretty good too. Like there was a lot of good tension in there. That's where Aemon, dropped his balls all over the screen and took Vagar for himself, which is a pretty cool scene. And but
That was.
the flight lasted a little long, and the funeral was kind of weird too. Just various things about it. So I don't know. It's tough to say. What happened in episode 6 again?
Episode 6 is where we see Harwin Strong versus the wooden door.
So he does die.
He doesn't make
in that one, right? Well, dude, it's not even just Harwin. It's Harwin and Lionel Strong versus the wooden door. Dude, that's like he two stocked him.
two Strongs, one door. Yeah.
Didn't work out too well.
No, it didn't.
Well, what do you think, Don Boy? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think here because
besides 8.
Oh, dude, yeah. Ooh. I think 7 is pretty good too. Like we said,
that's what I was thinking.
You have that whole fight with Aemon as the badass scene with them. I'm trying to think of what really happens there that I really like. I mean, we do have the total dedication to Laenor with the boys. Something me and you do appreciate.
Yes.
That,
Yeah. Well,
Laenor's like, yeah, fuck all this shit. I'm gonna hang out with the boys in Essos and
yeah, exactly. Forever and ever. And that's the thing. Well, I was just rewatching that, and this is whatever. But at the point where in episode 8 at the beginning, when Rhaenyra comes up to Rhaenys and tries to like petition her to side with Rhaenyra for the the throne before they do the petitions in front of King V or whatever. And she's like, I had nothing to do with the death of Laenor. I'm just wondering, the sea snake's out of the equation at this point. Why doesn't she just tell Rhaenys what happened? Be like, listen, I know it sucks, but your son's actually not dead. He wanted to leave and didn't want to be a part of any of this royal stuff anymore. So we just helped him do that. Like, what's wrong with that? Why wouldn't she just say it?
Yeah.
Good question. I don't know. And I don't get. I like how they put that together in the show where they showed him saying, "No, I'm going to dedicate myself to you and to these kids."
God,
and
yeah.
then when next
the next
1
scene
minute
he's
later,
in. Yes. It's unbelievable.
But I also love, like, we'll get more into it when we talk about Laenor, but I do love how Laenor comes into, like, the rooms he's in and is just totally baffled by the things that are going on. He's, like, totally out of the loop, right, when he comes in with Carl at that one moment.
Yes.
And he's just like,
He's, like,
oh, yes, I'm
drunk or
having so
whatever.
much fun. And he's like, do you understand the walls are closing in on us? And he's like, what the fuck? I was just, like, downstairs for, like, 30 minutes. What the
I
hell's
know.
going on?
But then at the end of that conversation, he's like, I'm going to get out of here. Like, they're fighting
Yeah.
the Stepstones. A wise, what does he say? Like a smart sailor leaves when the storm's approaching or whatever.
Right, yeah. We got a lot of advice on, like, seafaring and what to do with storms, and everyone had a different choice, right? Didn't Corlys say, like, you either have to go into it or away from it, right? And then Corlys is like, or Laenor's like, yeah, you got to get away from it.
Just get the Uncle Buck out of there. So I don't know what's going on with all that, man. The sea snakes, not sea snakes, the Valerian family, dude.
Sea is always right.
The sea is always right, and they do not have a solid foundation about what to do when storms are coming, and it's the reason their house fell apart, to be honest with you. I think we all know it is.
Well, people in the chat right now, let us know what episode do you think, because I'm not going to make a poll for that. There's 10 options, but let us know what your favorite episode is right now. Also, I think I might change my answer from 7 to 5, because I do love the interaction we get with Daemon and that one Royce guy. The whole wedding, the whole wedding kind of feast there is great.
Nice dog whistle.
Well, my boys are hearing it. Clearly, I guess.
Yeah, say no more.
Well, let's go here. What do you think the best scene is? And I think King V has to be, but I do love this Royce scene, right, where Daemon.
Oh, it's so like, alpha.
He comes up. He's like, well, I forgot how it starts off. He's basically saying,
well, Royce came over to him and tried to like be a big man and be like, hey, guess what? I know you killed my sister, my cousin, or whatever it is. Like, and you're gonna pay. And then Daemon's just like, oh, by the way, I inherited everything that you love. You know, it's
I know. The total what's called reversal of that whole power dynamic there was amazing. He's like, I'm coming here to accuse you of murdering your wife, and he's like, what? Oh, that's so sad. Yeah, I did hear about that, but hey, now that she's
drop
dead,
your pants.
Yeah. Well, that shit's mine, right?
I'm coming to collect.
Yeah, exactly. Bend over, try to touch your toes.
I think that they really changed that. I have to believe that, like, when he killed his wife, Rhea Royce, that she was spooked by his dragon. It has to be. I think they removed it after the fact. But like that whole scene is ridiculous unless you add that. Like how at the end when he's got the Kingsguard guys and he's got Cyrax around the side of the mountain coming out to scare them. That had to have been the original plan for him offing his wife is that spooked her, because otherwise that whole sequence makes no sense.
Right.
She just fell off her horse and then died. Like from what? Because he took a step forward.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like there's a lot of different things that could have happened. Like, what's the worst case scenario? He could have maybe just straight up murdered her and she disappears forever. You know, like she's went missing. It gets suspicious no matter what. So I feel like that just kind of worked out in his favor. I'm not sure how much was planned. You know,
I think that what happened was they did it that way, and then they changed their mind. They wanted to make him to be a little bit more sympathetic, and so they may have changed that. I think in post. That's it. Like I have no evidence of that whatsoever, except for it was a weird scene.
You just got a feeling, huh?
Yeah. Oh, we got Brandon. Hey, Brandon.
Brandon, the
anime guy. JLO, or is this JLo Hobo?
JLo Hobo.
He's heading out, so he said bye-bye. So thanks for coming. Then we also
check
have
you later, man.
The IJP Mexican, who is also a A-Team Reign Supreme boy. No, I know he's S-Class for Sitch and Adam show that we both watch. Big fans.
And we also have.
Thank you for being here.
We also have Steven Ransom.
Oh, dude, yeah, guys.
How's it going,
if you have not checked out our Smash or Pass Universal Monsters on our channel,
just watch it.
It's one of the best videos we've done. It was so much fun to sit there and talk about how we're going to smash Frankenstein or not.
And Steven Ransom is so good in that video that it makes it worth watching. Like even though you guys are both in it, yeah, he's great.
Right.
Yeah, he's the MVP. He's the King V of that that episode for us.
Episode 8 King V.
Yeah, I mean the whole scene with Daemon and that his bitch wife, dude. I'm on Team Daemon right there at the beginning. She's like, "You couldn't finish, and you said you rather fuck sheep than men." And dude,
how did she figure that out? Like we were talking about this in our episode review back whenever we talked about it. But it's like, is this a common thing people say, or did the word get around that Daemon said that in the Vale? It's like, Jesus, man.
I know, dude. If I can imagine if I made a joke with the boys and it got back to my wife.
Across the country, and there's no phones or social media, I'd be like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Like, who was watching that, and who fucking?" I was gonna deliver that joke to my wife in person, and now I can't. Right before I killed her, that was gonna be my last words to her. That's why Daemon said nothing, you know, in that scene.
Yeah, exactly.
He wanted to make that joke so
got
bad.
Undercut right there. Yeah. You guys good? Your best scene is King V, right? Everyone votes King V.
Of course.
Right? Yeah, it has to be the best scene here. So, best new locations we've seen. I think the big two is Storm's End and in Driftmark. And what's a High Tide is the castle there. Yeah. And I know Gator is very passionate about the Driftwood throne.
I'm going over to Driftmark to sit in the Driftwood throne. I put my 25 cents in the dispenser, and I get to sit there for 30 seconds. Like,
You don't like
yeah.
the DIY throne?
Dude, it's horrible. First of all, the name built it up so negative. I'm so glad that I'm gonna have shoulder problems the rest of my life because one arm's a foot higher than the other one, elevated. It's like, what is that?
How long does it vibrate for a quarter?
I don't know. I can't. They don't even put the instructions on there, like the specs or anything. The vibration feature's probably broken, dude.
Bullshit. Where's your world building? Huh?
Right.
I think there's a Make-A-Wish Foundation for some person on Driftmark to build the throne for them.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Oh, look, you tried.
Oh, the Valerians are black too.
Oh,
these Biden bucks sent to like the what do I want to say? Drift. What's this place called? Drift Mart. That's right.
Drift. Yeah, we call it Drift Mart.
Yeah.
Open 24/7.
Well, the actor that played Laenor in episode 1, he had a little bit of that look to him. You know, maybe he put this thing together. You know what I'm talking about?
In episode 1?
Yeah, the Laenor original actor
had a little. Remember.
He looked like he had an extra chromosome in him. That's all I'm saying. So
I remember the one. I remember the one from episode 3 where when Daemon did his whole shit. Was that the same guy?
No, it's the.
Yeah,
it's a younger actor. Anyways, so what do you guys think of Storm's End? I really like the setup here. We don't really get a shot of the throne we see in Storm's End in episode. I think it's episode 5 where Rhaenyra's there because she has like a bunch of like fur on top of it, kind of covers it up. So because she's like, oh, it's too cold to sit down stone. But there's Zach Galifianakis.
Right,
Baratheon is great in this scene, and I love the location. We actually get an external look of it in episode 10. What do you guys think of these 2 locations we get to see?
Yeah, dude, Storm's End is badass. Like, especially when you fly toward that, or when what's his name, when Lucerys was flying toward that thing, dude. Like the constantly storming aspect of it, and we got that in Game of Thrones too. You know, when Stannis was there, it was always fucking storming outside that window. So it's a very cool atmosphere. It's very intimidating, and it's kind of strange combination with the stag. I think too, being like the house sigil, right? I think it's kind of an interesting combination to where it's like this really high medieval, always storming, epic place, and then they have a stag. Not sure why, but the actual location looks sweet. Driftmart also looks really cool on the outside, to be honest with you. It's just the driftwood throne that I hate, and it puts a whole negative vibe on the entire island, and I hate it. So the winner for me is Storm's End.
Dax?
Okay, well, I'm going to go a different direction than you two, as usual, because I'm going to say it's King V's bedroom with his big-time Lego playset. Like that, dude. Where have you seen that before?
Haven't.
No, you can't.
I haven't seen it.
Brand new. That's my pick. King V's bedroom.
I would love to see like an old Valyria, like in its heyday, like an actual depiction of it, not just King V's model version of it. It would be awesome to see.
Yeah, it would be super cool. Well,
I mean, a lot of Fix Dragon, you're in.
That's true. A lot of us were hoping that this show was going to be the Fall of Old Valyria, like as a TV show or whatever. And I was actually disappointed when I heard this was what this was going to be. But again, I knew no details about what the story was. I just knew that it wasn't. Like, I thought that it was too closely set to Game of Thrones in the timeline, but it turned out super good. So I have no disappointment, but I still do want to see the Fall of Old Valyria and TV show at some point.
Yeah, or Aegon's Conquest would be cool.
Right, yeah.
So you guys gave me an idea for a video that no one's going to steal this idea for sure, but top 10 things that they should have done was season 1 of House of the Dragon. So what should the setting have been instead of this? Because there's a lot of them. Yeah,
I mean, George R. R. Martin wanted to at least start House of the Dragon, or the beginning of Dance of the Dragon, even earlier. He wanted to do with Jaehaerys, or not Jaehaerys, in his reign, and then get into it. So there have been even more time jumps, and I don't know where he would have ended his season 1, but I don't know if that would have been better or not. I think it's fine the way we got it right now, but yeah, top 10 things that should have been. Are you saying like what it should have been overall, or just if within the time constraint of if you have to start and end in these times within like Westeros, what would you change?
Yeah, I'm gonna say if you're gonna do a prequel, when would you set it, and where would you set it? Yeah. Like, I mean, they did this because it's within reach, and you can kind of link it more directly to the original series, but I don't know if it's as interesting as it could have been if they went back further.
Another thing that would have been really cool, and we're not saving it for your video, so sorry, but if it was
Damn it.
like the first men first arriving on Westeros, that'd be super cool too. And their war with like the Children of the Forest, that'd be pretty sweet. Just because it's such untapped territory, we have no idea what's going on up there, so that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think they want to do something that's very similar to like peak Game of Thrones, which is like this political intrigue here, and they use this instead of doing like that. I think it's called Blood Moon that they had in production beforehand, and that was so far off that I don't think they had enough goodwill built up to kind of spend on something like that, because a lot of people were very poo-pooing on Game of Thrones, and like a ton of people were, and I mean, like rightfully so, thinking this better impress me. And I'm like, I just want a good show. I mean, I don't need it to be like amazing, but I'm glad it was really good.
Yeah, well, Dom Boy, you and me both. The political intrigue is exactly what we come to watch in these shows or whatever. So as long as it's in a time period where that could happen, that'd be great. So maybe the First Man thing, like I said, would be actually a terrible idea, because when they abandoned the political intrigue in Game of Thrones, that's where it went downhill. Maybe. What about what's that guy's name? Like that really ruthless king who maybe or maybe didn't fuck a White Walker in the North.
Oh, yeah, it's the Night King.
Or the Night's King.
Night's
That's
King?
what it is. Yeah, and he was like, his name was Brandon or something. Maybe, I don't know.
The anime guy.
Brandon the anime, not Brandon Stark, but Brandon the anime guy. That would be pretty cool, because I know all the other kingdoms in the North were like trying to take this guy out, and it lasted 13 years or whatever, and then finally Brandon Stark took him out, like the first Brandon Stark. So that'd be pretty sweet, man. You could get some great intrigue with that.
And that's the thing too, is you can draw that out long enough that people don't know exactly when and how it's going to end already. I mean, you'd have a general idea, but we know specifically how many years we have to count forward until the Game of Thrones series starts for people. And so
Right.
I just think that they could have done it. I mean, I get why they did it this way, because they probably thought sales-wise this was the easiest sell, and they even told us that by the intro they gave us with a prologue saying it's only 187 years until Daenerys, but using that as a benchmark and bringing in this stupid prince that was promised prophecy, which I'm so sick of. But they
whoa,
which they had to bring in to tie it to the other series that was better. But they could have done something new, and I think people would have still come to watch it because it's a good show.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not totally like turned off by the Dance of Dragons being the thing they did. So
no, me either. I was talking more like in hindsight. At the beginning, I was very nervous, but now it's whatever.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going to ask people in the chat right now to smash the like button and also to vote on this poll, because which team are you at the end of the season now, seeing everything that's played out in season 1? Are you team green or black? And we kind of talked about this before in the beginning of the show. Well, you guys are team black. Both you guys are. Hey, if you take Daemon out of the equation, are you still team black?
Well, it's more of a question like of. I mean, no, I'm not team black. If you take Daemon out, I'm not team black. But then again, like I say this to you a million times, if you take Otto out of the other side, then how could you possibly even consider being team green? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Otto is the only reason to be team green, because he's the best choice for king.
Well,
what do you
I
think?
think you have to consider that Aegon is the king on team green, and he sucks.
Well, maybe.
Okay,
we haven't seen him do anything yet.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, he's basically like Viserys in that way.
Give him a chance.
Okay, well, yeah, I mean, so what? Hopefully he dies an early death, and then Aemon gets in there, right?
I mean, right, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have Aemon than Aegon.
Because no matter what, you're going to have Otto as the hand, right? At least I assume.
Mm-hmm.
So that's actually a pretty good situation. And then we've talked about this before, too. See, this is the other aspect of the teams that's kind of tough. Because, like, Corlys is actually a really good guy, too. Yeah, it's rough and tough, buff and whatever. And Corlys is a good guy, and he's smart, and he's tactical.
Yeah.
Up until this point, he's been obsessed with having his lineage on the throne or whatever. But assuming he's being sincere, in this last episode or two, he did kind of swear that off. It was actually kind of funny, because he said, like, our quest for the throne is done. And then Rhaenys like, well, like, we're actually going to start a massive war to help, and you need you to put your whole fleet on the line. So kind of sucks for Corlys, but if he's like a comparable character to Otto, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing: you guys are thinking about this, because I don't want to throw you guys your personal lives out there, but if you're married, you understand that, like, you can't win, right? So let's say that you don't buy flowers. Well, how come you didn't buy flowers? What was the occasion? Well, there wasn't one. Well, that's the right occasion to buy flowers. Then you do buy flowers, and you're like, you get why'd you spend so much money on flowers? It's a lose-lose. And so he's trying to please her by saying, I don't want the crown. She's like, well, you should want the crown. And then because he had just finished saying, we deserve the crown, it's for our kids. And she's like, well, you're gonna get them all killed. Like, he can't win. It's just those scenes are only to show us that basically she's in charge. But she can't finish the job either.
It is true. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we
right?
got
Yeah,
a comment here, guys.
yeah, we
Guys,
got-
can
we-
you please slowly overtake Nerd Soup's popularity already? Sure. Who's that?
Yeah. Done and done.
Nerd Soup. Yeah, it sounds hot, and I'll take.
Yeah, we'll
I'll take
overtake
two.
this guy's like what is it, 6,000 subscribers. We'll hit that up pretty quick here.
Yeah, we got some more comments if you want to go through.
Yeah, let's hit him up. Gator is a habitual contrarian. It's pronounced contrarian, but yes, correct. Cuntrarian. Stephen Ransom, is that thrown out of a crushed ship? The driftwood throne, I'm assuming he's talking about. I don't know, dude. It looks more like a dock or something. It's just,
yeah, it
it's
might
not
be a
good.
hull. Like, hey, here's a DIY video how to make your hull into a cool throne that's asymmetrical.
Thank you, Corliss. Like
Yeah.
and subscribe. This person says, what is it, Nikakira? Oh, okay, Nikakira or Nikakira. The bastards of Rhaenys. They bastards and she's a whore. Whore bitch. Yeah, hey,
True.
no argument for me. Yeah, fact check true on that one.
Okay, so let's play a scenario real quick. If Rhaenyra is queen, and for some reason she doesn't legitimize her kids because she doesn't need to seem like she. Because if she doesn't legitimize them, they're still bastards in the eyes of so many people, right? And if all of a sudden she dies, wouldn't Aegon be the next in line to the throne because her kids are technically bastards?
Like Aegon, her son.
Yeah,
Aegon?
her brother. Her
brother Aegon. Yeah.
Because they're all
Well,
bastards.
wait.
Well, I guess.
No, I don't know about that. Well, okay, it depends on if the whole bastard.
I guess
'cause they-
Daemon's thing,
they
or
kinda-
unless she's just tainted goods now. Go ahead.
That's what I was gonna say, because they talked about in the show how, like, if anybody found out the Strongs were whatever, that's like atrocity or something like that, an
Right,
atrocity.
right.
So she'd be out of line, maybe even killed or something. Because then, if that's the case, definitely goes to Aegon, Viserys' son. It wouldn't like pass over Rhaenyra and go to her next trueborn, which would be Aegon or Viserys. I don't know which one of her kids is older, but
Yeah, well, I'm also kind of pissed off that people are like, oh, I like Rhaenyra. I love her. She's a girl boss. I love her. Even though she's basically the Cersei in this series, even though you want to say Alicent's Cersei. No, Rhaenyra's Cersei. She's just taking the crown with having her bastard kids, just like who's her name did. Cersei did in season 1 of Game of Thrones. So
that's
and she's
true.
Cersei.
Yeah, that's true. And, well, they try to make her, and I think I rewatched this. Like I said, I think they really actually wanted to make Rhaenyra seem like she would be a good leader more so as she aged, because they just did a horrible job of it. Because they brought her into the small council when she came back to King's Landing for the petitions, right at the beginning of episode 8.
Yeah.
And when they did that, she sat in the small council chamber, and they talked about how there was war happening in the Stepstones again. And she was trying to say, like, you guys fucked up last time. You didn't secure this place, and that's why we're having problems now. And basically everybody else in the small council chamber was just being an idiot and saying, of course, things that are wrong. And she was the only one saying the obviously right things.
Yes.
So I think that was like the show's attempt to make her seem like she'd be a good leader. But it was like one instance, and it did not convince me at all. Every other time we see her, she cares nothing about politics. She just wants to like do her own thing. It's like, dude, you can't be a king like that. She just abandons ship and goes to Dragonstone. You know, it's like, what are you doing?
Well, she's like Cersei, except for Cersei made moves.
True.
She
yeah.
made
on her
big
brother.
moves. She made moves on everyone, and when she had to make a move, she made it to protect her own claim and her family's claim. Rhaenyra didn't. She almost made a move, like she came super close to making a move, but like her husband, she couldn't finish, and so Laenor gets on a boat.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
She didn't quite make a move.
Oh yeah, Laenor. Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
finish or wouldn't finish. See, there's a distinction there. You have to pay attention. Okay, Sax. Nick Akira says the team blacks 8 bitches. I'm assuming that are bitches. The team blacks are bitches and homosexuals, punks and bastards. I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
those aren't all negative things, but yes.
right? Yeah. Those aren't synonymous
agree.
things. They're just a bunch of consecutive descriptors that are true.
Those are all positive things.
Yeah. Nosferatu says Donna Gator both sweet summer children. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, thank you.
He gets it.
Yeah, you get it, dude. You feel
Soft
us.
hands.
Vitor Sigel says, who will do a face reveal first, Don/Gator or Allison's third child?
I think you mean fourth child.
Yeah, that'd be fourth, because we've seen the
But,
third child, and we wish we didn't.
Yeah, there's a fourth one that's over in what's it called Old Town right now,
Right.
with the high towers. So
Yeah, we'll see. Get our sub count up, and then maybe you'll see our faces. Nosferatu replied to Zach, said, I'm more hyped for the Phoenix Bowl instead of the Clegane Bowl. Yeah!
Oh.
Ooh. Thank you.
Get it.
Tim Allen's announcing it. So.
Yep. I wish.
Yeah, let's go through some of these characters then in in the series. We kind of talked a lot about the series Targaryen.
Correct.
Of the series. And I don't know how much else you want to talk about him, but he is the MVP about it. Just look at him, how happy he is in the far left and then the far right. You see his like how far he's come. And he's not even that old. I don't think they really did a good job of telling us actually how much time has passed between these two moments here, but he's not supposed to be that old.
Well, yeah, but
right?
you know how
In
they
the
are
book.
in this show, because like in Game of Thrones, like Jon Snow was supposed to be 14 at the beginning of the series, and I think Daenerys is supposed to be 13, but they're clearly in their 20s. You know,
Right,
Jon
yeah.
Snow's got like facial hair and everything, so it's like, and we're not all like you, Dom Boy, who's shaving in 4th grade. So
That's true.
yeah, that
Facts
is
are
actually
true.
a true thing. So I don't know. I think they're supposed to be older. Like, I mean, honestly, look at him in the far left. This is 26 years before the end of the season. How old do you think he is there?
Oh, yeah, he has to be. Well,
He's got to be
if he's
50.
8, no, he's not 50. He has to be like his late 30s, if not 40s.
Late 30s, dude.
I mean, the white hair is deceiving, right? Because it's the Targaryen stuff. But what if I told you he was 18 years old right there?
I don't know, like, I guess medieval times.
It's
like
aging
Benjamin
you up.
Button. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
no
have any-
shit.
Do you have anything else you want to say about King V? I also have this picture of his awesome city right here. Dude, that is so cool.
It's amazing.
Oh. Do you think he does little battles up there? Boo, boo, boo.
Who was I talking to? I think I was talking to Eunice, who's like, I was like, oh, dude, it's so cool that he has that and he made that. And Eunice is like, well, the stonemasons were the ones that made it. And it's like, yeah, but dude, Viserys like conceived it and drew up all the specs and all the plans for it. Like, how is that not an accomplishment? I'm so sorry. He has a kingly things to tend to.
Yeah. And he's able to do it with like a missing arm later, right? He still is
Yes.
working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Dedication. Do you have anything else you want to say about King V, Zax?
I think there's so many nerds right now who just want to paint that thing.
Paint it white.
Oh, no, with the miniatures, right?
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah, it would be awesome to. Well, I don't know if I would want to paint it. Just keep it like that. It looks awesome. Looks like an
Warhammer?
ivory kind of statue.
Zach, do
it
you
for
want to
Warhammer?
do you want to
Speaking of
answer this
Warhammer.
question? Do you want to answer this question from MVP-ness here?
What? Oh, because we're talking about MVPs. He probably heard us.
Oh, that's what it is. All right, good.
Dude, that's hold on, real quick. That's Max von Priestley. If
Yes.
people don't know him, he looks great. He's just been downhill ever since that moment in his life. So that's peak That's peak
It is.
Max.
It is.
Peak Max.
Codenames. Hey, thanks for
Codenames.
coming.
What's up, man?
Thanks for being here, man. Okay, let's get into like our favorite character here. And first, I just want to talk about whoever made the decision to cut Daemon's hair needs to be fired. That is an
Yes.
awful look for him. And I think the best look has to be the middle one here. I think that's episode 3. right?
Yeah.
When he has the long hair, and then and that's the far right one. That's the one he kind of like been rocking ever since. But the middle hair is the best, right?
Well, I was thinking, do you think that they kind of like manipulated us when they showed us in episode 3, right? The next episode, we get this shitty short haircut. And then when it grows out again, we have this big feeling of relief, like, oh, our boy's back. Do you think it was kind of a deceptive thing on their end? Otherwise, maybe we would just kind of be rolling with the punches and getting bored of Daemon?
I bet the set guy that did the hair for Daemon wasn't getting enough appreciation. So then he's like, you know what? How about for this episode, we make it short? People don't want to appreciate how much work I'm putting into this long hair.
That's probably
And then all of a sudden, they're like, holy shit, that looks awful. Oh my, thank you. Yes, the better. So yeah, I think that's it was all planned, orchestrated. By
Dude,
I think that
big
they
brain.
didn't plan this at all. I think what happened was that Ellen got canceled, and so they had to change his hair back.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Konamic
Cool,
says,
sorry.
go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, as it says, hail, just dropping through before bed, hitting the road early to head back home. And the AM, dude, come on, no way. Sleep till noon. Live the
Were
good
you
life.
let's know, were you at the meetup, Konamics? I don't know if you, I've been seeing a ton of stuff on there, so I'm confused who's there and who's not. So just let us know.
Yeah, send a list of whoever is there.
Yeah,
All
send
of
us a list, their addresses, potentially, phone
Yeah,
numbers, everything
mother's
you got,
maiden name.
baby. Yeah. Go
Did they
ahead.
win a prize too? And what prize? Well, they were there.
Okay, something I want to address, and you said it a little bit earlier here, Zax, about Daemon, right? There's like really two big groups of people online with Daemon. They're like the super simps that will love every single thing about Daemon, but then there's these also people that are haters and maybe misreading everything going on with Daemon, because you're wrong about him. He can finish. He just is choosing not to finish in the series. I
Every
don't know
time,
why
yeah.
they gets in people's head. They're like, oh no, he can't, or he needs to be in some like power dynamic. I'm like, are we watching the same fucking show here?
Yeah, did you miss the part where he has like 4 children with 2 different women? Like, what happened there?
Exactly. Go ahead, defend
Look-
yourself here.
Okay, look at the look on her face, though. She's like rolling her eyes.
It's because he's not
Yeah.
finishing.
She's like, "Oh fuck, again."
Because he's faking it. He's like, oh, I know he wants something better. And she's like, you want me to put on, you want me to find like a white-haired prostitute. He's like, no, you're not a Targaryen. He can feel it. I'm sure he can just feel his familial blood. Familial blood, and he doesn't feel it with her, right?
Oh, also, did you miss the part where she stands up after this and goes to like greet him at the window, and you see she's just a plank with a face? Like, would you finish with that either? Like, are you kidding me, dude? Like, come on.
Also, her voice sucks. Do you participate?
Can't understand a single word. It's like French mixed with Indian accent. It's like impossible to understand.
When you come to Westeros, you speak High Valyrian.
Yeah, you speak High Valyrian, boy.
She's in a show called Devs, and she plays almost the exact same character, but less interesting.
The exact same character as this. But
Well,
I hear no defense. I hear no
emotes.
defense out of you, Zach. You're
no
just literally
emotion at all.
diverting the topic now.
Yeah, you guys
Explain to me.
Yeah, see this show Devs is pretty cool.
It is good. She's also in Deus Ex Machina, where she plays a robot, which is about her acting level.
That is about her acting level.
Mhm.
I don't think she's that great in this series, but they haven't even given her a ton to work with. But you think Daemon has some finishing issues here?
Yeah, he can't finish. And here's the thing that Daemon,
here we go.
Did you just come into the conversation like 10 minutes later?
No, he
brushed
can't
it right
finish.
over.
He's such a good actor though, and he's portrayed so well because he looks like he's always about to do something. Like, and if he does, it's going to be awesome. But
you
never
should have seen him in Devs.
But then he never does it. He never does it. So you're like, oh, maybe this time. And you're like, oh, it's gonna be so cool when and then Rhaenyra says, no, Daemon, and so he doesn't do it.
No, he leaves
really?
Rhaenyra. Yeah, he's like pulls away. Rhaenyra's all about it.
He does. 4. Yeah, he absolutely does.
He's saying, no, Rhaenyra, like, fuck, please tell me not to do this because I can't actually finish. Right? And
no,
so
he knows he'll finish. That's why
he proceeds to have 2 children with her.
Stand down, Daemon.
Yeah. So what changes between then and or right then what we're talking about, and then later on?
What changes about what?
What does he go to like Essos? Like he gets some like some blue pills at in what's called
in Karth. He gets some magical blue pills.
Shade of the evening, I guess maybe works for him a little bit. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he does spend some time with his strong boys, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, okay. Your argument is literally trash here. And I'm just saying, everyone else on the internet who has the same argument about Daemon that he can't finish, clearly is not watching the show and has some, like, I don't know, trying to pull some shit on our boy that we love so much. Because he has standards. Is that so hard to understand? Like, yeah, he can't fuck a plank and come. Like,
yeah, he's a Sigma male. That's what Sigma males do. Yeah.
Join the club.
When he lost lost a fight to Kristen Cole. Remember that time? He was so Sigma.
Dude, well, because his dick was so big, he couldn't. All the blood was rushing to his dick.
Do you remember he beat Kristen Cole, and then he pulled out early, like usual, because he chose not to finish it. No, he chose not to finish it. That's why he stood up and started celebrating in the crowd, and then Kristen Cole, like a little bitch, struck him in the back and took him down. No.
And then he used that motive being taken from behind by Kristen Cole to then push forward and almost finish the next time.
No one thinks that. You don't think it. We don't think it. You're lying to everybody and no one at the same time. The JP Mexican, real quick. The IJP Mexican says, I wish I watched the show so I would understand anything about this convo. Dude, you got to get on it, man. If you understood what we were talking about, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. Codenomics, LMFAO, a plank with a face. Dude, tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Just tell me I'm wrong, okay? With a straight face. Tell me I'm wrong with a straight face. As straight as a plank. Cannoli Sasquatch says she's perfect to play a robot. Yeah, she is, except the worst robot ever. Because I feel like if a robot could talk, you'd want to be able to understand it, but I guess not. And then Nosferatu says, hey, fool, Essos is the Cholo continent, cabron. True.
I don't know if that's true.
Why not? I think it's true.
Well, I want to hear the IJP Mexican is in the chat right now. He hasn't watched House of the Dragon, but maybe he has some insight on where Essos is, if it's the Cholo continent.
Do you guys want to talk about devs instead?
Yeah,
no, we're not talking about devs instead.
Stream, not.
No.
Listen, the IJP Mexican, if you watch this show now, you're actually going to be going in ahead of everybody else because you have a lot more context and way more in-depth. Imagine watching this show for the first time, knowing that Daemon could finish whenever he wants and chooses not to.
Yeah, then you'll be like, this guy's amazing. And also his, I don't know, I guess his choice in women is pretty good. I think Rhaenyra is pretty good. The wives he has in here, I don't think he really picked his Royce wife. But, you know, he is we're both on Team Daemon here. You should have killed that wife. She's a fucking bitch, and
She's the worst.
she just seems like she's been in too many softball teams. If you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she definitely pitches underhand. That's true.
And I love his Leanna. She's great. I think she's great for him. And for some reason they didn't. I wish we had more time. That's those moments right there where they had that big time jump between 5 and 6. I wish you could have had more time there to develop some of these characters, because I really wish we could have seen Daemon and his first wife, or excuse me, his second wife, Lena, right?
Yeah, Lena.
Valerian, and see where they started off hot and then they kind of pitter pattered out towards the end. So
do you remember when the doctor's like, "What should we do?" And he's like, "I'm just gonna walk away."
Yeah, hashtag walk away.
Damon, because he couldn't immediately make the choice between his wife and his
newborn
child.
He never made a choice. He just,
but you have the same criticism about King V, and King V just does it right away.
His choice was to walk away.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. He was literally walked to the edge of the room and said, like, will she survive the procedure? And the maester's like, no, she won't. And he thought for maybe 1.5 seconds, and then she sprinted out of the room and killed herself.
Well,
that's what happened.
She's that fast?
She is that fast.
Labor?
Yeah, she's got some whatever bodily fluid lubed up on the bottom of her feet. She slips that.
Yeah, she just slipped and slided out of the room. She didn't sprint, I guess. It's bad.
Daemon wants to avoid making a decision so hard that he's willing to let her do that. He's like, oh, I can't. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand over here now.
These are the worst takes I've ever heard in my life.
This is the worst. Yeah, I thought Lady.
Now you're simping, and I like his character, but you guys are just.
Listen,
I'm embarrassed for you. Actually,
plug your ears and shut your eyes, Zax, because look at this. Look at this comment from Codenomics. I freaking love this show. Funny thing is, I couldn't get into Game of Thrones at all.
Wow. So I don't know where he'd vote when it comes to season 1.
That's Zax, even though I like Game of Thrones too.
But I respect Codenomics.
Oh, gotcha. It's just an us thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Makes more sense now.
I think so.
Well, real quick, if you guys had to do a fuck, marry, kill of these three, like really rapid fire, no justification, what are you doing?
Okay, I would kill the first wife, I think, of course. This is easy. Kill the first wife, fuck Rhaenyra, and marry Lena.
Yep,
easy.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Zax, I'm sure you have some shit take on this.
His brain's working.
It's actually disturbing how long you take on this.
You got to, I might fuck Rhea, actually.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right.
And then kill Rhaenyra?
I kill Rhaenyra, yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah, as long as that's okay.
Like, I think that she's like she looks like she has very, really strong arms. I think she could hold you tight.
I think we talked a little bit about Rhaenyra, and I'm trying to think what if I really want to say about her that we haven't really said. I don't think she really did that good of a job setting up her reign to be queen. She literally could have set up and married some high power like the Lannister, or maybe even some person in Old Town, or excuse me, Old Town, just like in the Reach, like either Tyrell or Hightower, and could have solidified her claim as queen. But instead she's like, I don't know, I'll just marry back into my family and just solidify the people that were, I don't know. I guess she just picked her enemy, right? She just decided she's going to be with the Valerians and picked everyone else that wasn't them. And then she could have picked the Greens, and then she probably would have maybe had to fight the Triarchy mixed with the Valerians.
Yeah, how do you think that Otto would have felt about that, by the way? If she had married, let's say, Otto's son or something like that? By the way, I don't even know why that was never brought up either. Isn't that kind of strange?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of strange, but I think it was like way too obvious. He's like, yeah, now that you've married Alicent, would you mind marrying your daughter?
Well, not that. It could have been. It could have been beforehand too. But like, dude, what's more obvious? Is that more ridiculous than saying, hey, I think Rhaenyra should marry her 2-year-old brother, that just happens to have my blood? I think that's way more of a red flag. Either way, I completely agree with you about Rhaenyra. She did not set herself up nicely. She should have gone with some highborn dude. And the funny thing is, she ended up understanding, because of Daddy Daemon, that marriage is just the political agreement in Westeros anyway. So why didn't she just go with, like you said, somebody from Old Town, a Stark, a Baratheon, somebody really powerful that could support her in the realm? It's crazy.
Yeah. She did it herself.
The thing is, guys, is that if she did that, that would have been making a move. And if she makes a move, she couldn't be a sympathetic victim by the end of the season.
AKA a simp.
Yeah.
Sympathetic, yeah.
Yeah, sympathetic. That's a simp.
I got an image for you guys to look at if you want.
Go ahead. This is the White Worm.
The White Worm. Yep, there she is.
Yep.
Looking a lot like one of our me and Don's friends, girlfriends. but with less facial hair.
Oh, yeah.
If you can't finish staring at that, then it's your problem, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
This actually does look a lot like that individual you just mentioned there, Gator.
Yep.
Yeah, Rhaenyra really dropped the ball, and some people want to give her the benefit of the doubt doing shit like this, where she's like, oh, yeah, I want to marry for love. And that's kind of King V's fault, where he's like, I want her to marry for love. And then by the end of it, she's like, you're taking way too fucking long. Now you have to at least pick some person that will solidify your, like, he spells it out to her plainly, right? You have to pick some person that will solidify your claim. And she still doesn't, and then eventually has to be forced into the Valerian
that was a
marriage
good scene.
because Corlys is making moves. Yeah,
that was a good scene from King V, where he's like, "You are my fucking headache. You're marrying Laenor tomorrow." And yeah, okay, fine. I'll ditch Otto's hand. Which, listen, I'm not saying Otto was a bad hand at all, but he had a serious upgrade with Lionel Strong right in that situation. That was like the best decision making scene ever. All right, Mr. Green, listen. I'm way less black than Zax is, okay, but you can't. I'm way less black than Zax, but you can't argue that Lionel Strong is the best hand in the history of Game of Thrones.
The history of Game of Thrones, yeah, that should have been a good question here. But do you have anything else to say about Rhaenyra, Zax?
No. What is there to say? Like, she really didn't do anything. And
oh my, this is your
here we go. No character in the show did anything.
Not really. No.
Show about nothing.
What did she do? Yeah. What was her move? I like the show, but what was her move?
I don't know. What'd she do in Devs? What'd she do in Devs? Was it better than this show?
She opens her legs a lot. That's one move she's been doing quite consistently.
Yeah, those hips are creaking, man.
Yeah,
true.
And I think you got to put a little blame on her if Laenor can't finish. Come on, lady. You had how many years to try to figure this thing out?
That's true.
Unless he's infertile, which, I mean, that should have been addressed. And then at that point, she should have brought in probably another Valerian kid to like ensure that they got some white hair in there.
It's not rocket science. She just kept fucking the same guy who picked her up off the floor and carried her away.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not really. Just any kid with white hair, you're fine.
That's true too. She just brought Carl in the bedroom, dude. Just get her, Laenor, Carl in one bedroom, and it's just friction at that point. Like, who cares? Make it happen.
Yeah. I got like I like her character. She's fine. I think she didn't do much. I think she wasn't. I think that they took away her ability. I thought by the end of the season, you're going to see her develop this arc and then decide, I do want this, and here's how I'm going to get it. But instead, she's like, well, she doesn't even get her. She won't even kill her husband.
What kind of a bitch won't even kill her husband, dude? That's unbelievable.
Weak. And then she's like, and she had plenty of opportunities to kill Otto Hightower, who she has to know is the one who's running the show. And she's like, no, you're a messenger.
Oh no, she didn't resort to murder.
Yeah. She also so surprised knowing that the Greens are like making moves. That's the whole reason why she has to move to Dragonstone, or she feels like the heat's there, right?
Yeah.
But does she make any moves within King's Landing to like solidify the infrastructure around for her to take over as queen? Otto has everything planned, right? He's just like, everything's paged, everything's bookmarked. He's like, okay, all right, go to tab 3, paragraph 5, start from there. That's how we're going to move. Yeah, let's go. Just as we practice, boys.
Cersei killed all the Tyrells and the church at the same time.
Yeah.
That she made moves. I wanted to see Rhaenyra eventually make a move but they thought, you know what was the most popular part of Game of Thrones was, I do not want it. And so that's what they had her do. People will love it if she says she doesn't want to be queen. No, I want you to want to be queen.
The IJP Mexican, yes, there was a proposition for marriage in this show where this girl.
It was convincing.
This girl on the left was like supposed to marry a 2-year-old, and it was her brother.
Yeah.
That was the thing. It didn't end up materializing.
No.
And they also wanted how old do you think Viserys was in that? Like 50 or like 40, maybe? They tried to get a 40-year-old to marry a 12-year-old as well, but that also didn't happen, unfortunately. So
you should watch the show.
Guys, just watch the show, man. All right. Comment Man.
That would be a move, right?
Comment Man with like the fourth dimensional comment here. I'm going to try to read it and get through it. She pushed baby out from father's death and it blasted head on rock floor. Think that's how the baby really died. Anx refused help with birth. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So not that it was like a stillborn or like just came out. Just like I shot that bad boy out and just like $1 million babied against the hardwood floor.
It's like, and then baby's dead.
Well, I mean that's pretty impressive. You get that baby to bounce there a little bit off the floor,
True.
Right? That's some real firepower there.
Actually, no. She did make 2 moves. She decided not to accept help while in labor, so that was a move. And then she made the move to send her child all alone on a dragon to somewhere where she should have known better than to send him.
Yeah, and you know what is always weird? I think we've gotten at our comments a little bit about us complaining about Rhaenyra in a childbirth scene. I just have never seen until House of the Dragon women giving birth like standing up or like pacing around.
Oh, well,
It's
dude,
really just
yeah.
like immediately as soon as they get as soon as you walk into the hospital, they get them a wheelchair, right? Maybe I'm just like a first world thing. I'm just thinking here, like immediately they just want to get them off their feet and get them into like a relaxed position because we see it with Rhaenyra and then also with Lena.
Leno's doing it in doggy style, man. At least Rhaenyra.
I appreciate that.
At least Rhaenyra was like, she was having a miscarriage, right? So it's like I don't
Right.
know. It was definitely not the normal regular labor, but yeah, Lena had a weird thing going on. I don't know what's up with that. Imagine the leg burning, like those quads were getting a workout as she was passing a kid. It doesn't seem right to me. The IGP Mexican, one more time. Not killing your husband is a simp move. True.
Yeah,
Sympathetic.
it's pathetic.
It is.
All right, Otto Hightower.
Chat,
This has to
chat
be.
gets it.
Yeah, Chet does get it. Otto Hightower is my favorite character, I think, besides Daemon. And well, King V is like compelling, but like no one gives enough credit to Otto Hightower in this series. He is great in here, and I don't know why Gator you thought at the beginning you're like, I don't like this guy. He just looks like a baffling buffoon. It's like, dude,
I did not say that at all.
He wants to play 4D chess, and King V's playing checkers. And I mean, I appreciate King V's simple mind that he just wants to keep everything like chill and relaxed. But Otto's just. It's high intellectual.
He is a high intellectual, and my complaint about him at the beginning was that he seemed like he was like either Tywin without the backbone, like without actually wanting. It's like seemed that he wanted to make moves, and he was just too big of a pussy to do it. Either that, or it seemed like he was like Littlefinger, but he was too like reserved to actually make any underground plans go forward. It wasn't until later where he really started to make moves and show that he was a different character entirely. So yeah, it's true. I had some bad impressions of him at the beginning, but I was wrong, man. I was wrong.
Was he working with the White Worm or was she working for him? How did that? I didn't understand that exchange.
Which part? The one we see right here?
I think it's episode 9, right?
When he gets the information about
Aegon,
Rhaenyra and Daemon at the porn palace.
Yeah, I think that was like a anonymous tip that wasn't got to him. And maybe it was just from the White Worm, whatever. But I don't think he had a name had a face to the name when that information got to him.
Because the White Worm, I don't think was having kids work for her. Was she? Wasn't that like other women working for her?
Because when Daemon was waking up from being passed out, there was the kid came running in. There was something happened there, and I couldn't tell if it was the same kid or not.
I don't know. Maybe.
You have an eye for kids, so I trust you.
Do.
Yeah, so if you don't know, I want to know. Yeah,
true.
So real quick, I just want everyone smash that.
I can go near schools, so I'm okay.
Oh, you can live close enough to them.
Yeah.
Unlike us. So real quick, everyone smash that like button. We got 17 people watching right now. Go ahead, smash that like button. Smash it, caress it, stroke it. I don't care. Just make sure it turns a different color
here. Dude.
But Otto Hightower, I think, is underrated by a lot of people, and the performance in this series is, I don't know, like great. he's great, and dude, I'm looking at him right now. He could be a Jedi Master on this.
I was about to say he could be in Star Wars. I wasn't gonna say Jedi Master. I was kind of thinking more dark side, but dude, yeah, he could be in Star Wars easily. Good Star Wars too.
Yeah, he's a good actor, good character. I didn't like him, but I respected his character.
Well, dude, when do you think? Are you guys familiar with this actor at all?
Yeah, he plays the Lizard, and he's also in
the Lizard. Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's the better throne scene with him, him on this throne, or him on the throne of hell and Little Nicky at the end? Come on,
you're asking me right now. Which one?
Oh well, this
isn't rhetorical.
Yeah, no, I should have prepared. I should have pulled it up because I didn't.
Whichever one has Hitler with a pineapple up his ass. That'll probably answer
all right,
for you.
Little Nicky. That's one vote. Oh, Lawrence. Boo, Lawrence. You can't tell me what to do. Yes, we can, my friend. Why don't you come over and hang out with us at 2 a.m?
He was much better as the kicker in The Replacements.
Oh, yeah, he was in that too.
Yeah.
Smashed. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
For hitting that. And then Codenomics, too, is saying, yeah, me too, that like button.
Yeah, dude. Do it up.
Okay, so Otto, underrated. We all appreciate it. What about Allison? I feel like she gets a bad rap too. People are like, she's such a bitch. She uses her like religion as some sort of excuse to do whatever she wants in the name of whatever the 7. And I'm just like, dude, the same thing's happened with Rhaenyra. She's just using her dad's love and his power to basically fuck any person she wants and do whatever she wants and not making any moves to secure her claim besides, I just hope everyone respects my dad's words as soon as he dies.
Yeah, well, this is the thing about Allison, dude. Like by the end, I agree with you. She's like being shit on for ridiculous reasons, especially after her and Rhaenyra make up or whatever. But there was a certain point, I think around episode 6 or 7, where everybody knew that Rhaenyra was fucking the Strong, or had sex with Strong and had some Strong children or whatever. And Allison was so offended by it. She was so offended by it. It's like, why? Why do you care to such an extent? I don't understand why she felt that way. That's the thing. It's the relentless anti-Rhaenyra mentality. Like Rhaenyra wasn't going after her at all. It's like, I'm so sorry that like you're fucking this guy Strong while I'm fucking your dad. Like what's why is that? Why is one so wrong? I understand like in terms of customs, she shouldn't be fucking this random dude and conceiving bastards or whatever, I guess. But why would Allison care? Isn't this her friend?
Well, yeah, but Allison asks her right here on the left. I think this is the scene. Asks Rhaenyra to her face, like, did you have sex with Daemon? And she's like, no, I didn't. But
True.
then she actually had sex
True.
with. She had sex with. Well, she's like, yeah, technically I'm telling the truth, but like the spirit of this question is like, did you lose your whatever virginity? Because that's something that's no bueno, and especially in your position. And she's like, no, I didn't do it with Daemon, and then all of a sudden
What's wrong with that?
because then Allison sides with Rhaenyra, and it ends up fucking over her dad. And she's like, oh, dude, like, but then you lied to me, Rhaenyra.
Okay.
You're only just looking out for yourself. Well, I was just trying to do what was right, and I believed you. I thought you were my friend, and now you fucked me over. I fucked my dad. Now I'm fucking your dad.
No, is that Rhaenyra's fault really though? Or is that Daemon's for some reason going along with the lie that he fucked Rhaenyra? Because remember when Viserys says like, "Did you do it?" and he's like, "Well, who cares if I did? Why not?"
Like, no, a straight answer out of these guys.
You didn't do it. So yeah, why is she pissed at Rhaenyra? Whatever. So you're telling me like they went on and Allison just forever thinks that Rhaenyra did fuck Daemon back then?
No, Allison thinks because she gets told blatantly by big brain Kristen Cole that she fucked Kristen Cole instead, right? And that she still lost her maidenhood, whatever you want to call her virginity. Right. And so the people weren't technically wrong. And like the information Otto got wasn't wrong. That he just kind of like put 2 and 2 together, and it was really 2 and 1, right?
Right.
He's like, yeah, I saw these 2 in a brothel. I guess they were just getting a drink there, just like kind of grabbing each other, never went the whole way. Also,
well,
Otto,
you guys are ignoring the fact that Kristen Cole is the real victim here.
Oh, here we go. His favorite character is Zach.
I know, Zach. Zach is the Kristen Cole of this stream right now.
His eyebrows are on point. That's all.
Yeah, he never ages like you.
That's right.
That is true. He's a good-looking guy.
So, like, I'm just saying, he was forced. He was draped by the princess, and then she promises him the world, and he's willing to give up everything to run away with her, and then she says, no, I can't do that, and like, why aren't we following him to see like how does he feel about all this?
Oh yeah, will you go out with me? No. Oh man, what a victim.
That's right.
I mean, I do feel bad for him because he like is in such this like he's out of his depth when it comes to the power dynamics in King's Landing, right? Like he is this basically guard, and these people are these whatever powerful people, and he's like, wow, my name is only known now. The Coles are known as just because they got appointed to this role. That's their highest claim. They don't have a lordship or whatever you want to say, or whatever kingdom to like rule. So he gets there, and then he just gets kind of fucked around and got played around. Yeah, he probably should have fucked around more then before he I think he lost his virginity there, right? Is that what we're supposed to expect too?
No, because he said that he had like when they were in the forest, him and Rhaenyra, he said he had his like his fun or whatever, his fair share of women.
Oh.
He could have married a lowborn girl and all this shit, but for some reason,
this is not Kristen Cole then.
Well, it kind of, but at the same time, now that I'm thinking about it, dude, it's like these people, the powerful people above you, decide your fate. Like, what do you think would happen if Rhaenyra came on to Kristen Cole refused, Rhaenyra gets embarrassed, and then says that Kristen Cole tried to come on to her? What do you think would happen to him?
He's dead.
He's dead. So yeah, I actually do feel bad for Kristen Cole in that first scenario. Like
he got Me Too'd.
He did get Me Too.
No, like 12 times. He's like, no, I don't. No, I'm trying to leave, and she's like, you can't leave.
Yeah, what if
yes,
let's just deep fake Harvey Weinstein's face onto Rhaenyra in that scene, and let's see how it plays out to people.
Yeah,
but then all of a sudden Kristen Cole's like, "Come on, Harvey, let's move across over here."
That's the message we want to send, baby. That's how it goes in real life. Nosferatu. I'm legitimately upset there was a Smasher Passer born Universal Monsters, and there wasn't a Klaus Kinski Nosferatu one. Take it up with Steven Ransom, my friend.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not a universal monster, Nosferatu. You're a silent film villain. We had a vampire in there too. Just chill out, dude.
Yeah, just relax.
I think the sun's coming up, my guy. Maybe you got to go down. Maybe you got to go to sleep.
Yeah, guess I'll make it for dinner. Garlic. Lawrence says he wanted to move away from her overseas. I find it hard to believe he wasn't into the sex scene. Well, I think he was, but his honor was like above everything else. You know what I mean? Like he actually didn't want to break his oath, and that's the part that's sad. That she kind of forced him to do it.
Foreskinned him. Yep.
Correct.
And yet, in like the previous series, we get Joffrey shooting hookers with crossbows, and he's a bad guy.
He was just trying to cleanse King's Landing, right?
That's right.
Just like how we see Daemon in episode 1, just going to Flea Bottom, just like circumcising, or doing something.
Uncirced. Oh, wait, it's circed.
Just cold.
Yep. just cold. That's so disgusting. It's like making makeshift foreskin because it's like inverted almost. Zach's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Mine's 8 inches.
I don't know, but I'm thinking it's I could see that happening in the first episode with Daemon taking over the city, just chopping off arms, legs, and foreskin.
Right,
he did
exactly right. That's what he did. Did you watch the show?
Yeah, I'm starting to question whether how much of the show you actually watched. Okay, let's go through a lot of these other characters here. Rhaenys. What'd you think of her? I think she's. I'm not going to say the T word. She was a Terry in episode.
You're gonna say trans.
Episode 9. No, the T word. A lot of people were simping after her. A person that wants to terrify people with acts of violence.
She's a TERF.
Yeah, she commits mass genocide in the what's it called. Dragon
or in the
Dragon
keep,
Pit,
whatever it is. Yeah,
in the Dragon Pit, and people are like, "Yes, Queen, thank you. Finally, you're doing something." Like, dude, she's evil. She's evil.
She was. That was an evil move. Like we talked about, dude. What should have happened, and we didn't need this big spectacle in that episode either. Like that's for short attention span people. What all this should have happened was when Aegon was holding up his sword, they just hear the dragon screech, and then we see the dragon flying off in the distance. That's all we needed. It really is.
Okay, so first Codenomics, I would smash too, but that aside, she's a troll is what she is. She just all she wants to do is like fuck with people all the time. And she tries to get them to like think, oh, she's I love you, you're my husband. And then she's like, oh, but you should have done this or you should have done that. And then she's like, she has her one big moment here to do something. She kills a bunch of random peasants who I guess don't matter. And then but just to make them think that she might finish the job with this family and protect her family, and she doesn't do it. She flies away instead of doing it. Then she goes all the way there and is like, well, I didn't do it because I didn't want to start a war. That's a troll.
Yeah, she's a troll.
I don't say troll. Listen, look at that head. This is more Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I think, again. We're getting a lot of those lately.
I said I would smash.
Oh, that's right.
She's a troll. She's like,
sorry.
I didn't want to start a war. Well, you started a war. For sure. Then you tell your husband, well, as long as Aegon's king, our grandchildren are at risk, and it's like, but he doesn't get to say, well, then why didn't you kill him when you were just there? But of course, he can't say that.
If she wanted to stay neutral the whole time, this scene does make sense. She's like, I'm getting the Uncle Buck out of here. I'm going to get out. I'm going to grab my husband. We're going to go to Drift Mart with the blue light shopper sale going on. Yeah, and get out of there and play neutral. But no, she's like, I get out of there. Could have killed everybody that stood a threat to my children potentially being on the throne and shit. And then I'm just gonna leave there and then just go back and try to get my husband on board with the war that is gonna start now that she could have ended. Yeah, she makes no sense. All of that
She's
hair
Meghan
there.
Markle.
Yeah,
Meghan
her
Markle.
her Keanu Mundi like shaped head here has no brains in it, and I don't know why people like her so much. Also, Lawrence here. We're supposed to ask him to move out of the way. Lawrence, please unsub from our channel, please. Get the fuck.
She's supposed to ask him to move out of the way. Yeah, we know, Lawrence. Unsub now, please.
Do us a favor. Do yourself a favor.
Do us a favor. But it's completely true. Rhaenys had two options that would have made sense. Either bust up there, blast everybody on stage, and end the conflict right now, even though you did this horrible thing to the civilians, or fly away and tell Rhaenyra without hurting anybody, because that's just cruel and unusual. Instead, she chose the worst half of both things.
Yep. And then she proceeds to blame everyone else.
Yeah.
Well, she's a victim, so.
And like Zach's like you're saying with the whole we said earlier in the stream, the wife dynamic where it's like as soon as you get on board with your wife, she's now thinking the opposite thing, right? She does that too she does exactly. They have like the yin and yang of each other with Corlys, because even in I think it's episode 7 is the funeral, right?
Yes.
Corlys is telling her like, you should have been on the throne. He's like, just shut the fuck up, Corlys.
Yep.
I don't want the throne anymore. Now she's like all about it again. It's like, dude, just pick a lane.
Yeah, Rhaenys, you were right. I'm so sorry I ever said this. It's led us to so many disasters. I will not do anything to try to achieve the throne for us or our family anymore. And Rhaenys is like, you fucking idiot.
That's what it is.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
and
it's unbelievable.
After Corlys makes the deal for Laenor to get married, and she's like, "You retard."
Yes, she is. It's unbelievable. Hey, this Codenomics comment is for you, Zach. So address it.
Wait, yeah. I mean, she does. Like, I could see that. I would too. Nothing wrong with that. She as a person, she's an asshole.
Right, gotcha. And she has one, so that's good for you.
Yeah, that's right. It's puckered.
Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit about Corlys. We were kind of talking earlier with Rhaenys there, but you know what? This actor, I think, plays the role really well. What they're going for. But,
I like Corlys a lot.
Yeah, me too. The dreads are still kind of. It's like all the wigs are inconsistent in the show. I think the best looking wig is Aemon's by far, and Daemon's in like mid season. But I liked Corlys in this, and the only thing is, I wish he had a more consistent wife so he could, be ambitious a little bit more.
Yeah, what do you think he could have accomplished if he didn't have Rhaenys? Like all of his expeditions and whatever, that we hear about in his past, was he married during those?
No, I don't think so. I think he was pretty young when he did it, right? And then
that's what I'm saying.
Married. Oh, dude. He's probably got a ton of bastard kids out there, you think?
Yeah, he probably actually does. I was reading a little bit because, you and me have both kind of been on a Song of Fire and Ice or a Song of Ice and Fire like kick after this show has ended, like into the lore, the books and everything else. Dude, this dude has gone everywhere, man. He has gone all over Essos. He's gone to those other 2 continents, even the ones that are like what's Southteros and then that one that starts with a U. Like in the bottom right corner of the map, right. It's just a rainforest. Dude, he's gone to all these places. He's got his little bastards running around everywhere.
Oh yeah.
Well, and he gets back from winning the war, and he gets control of the Narrow Sea, and he gets browbeaten for why were you gone for so long?
Are you sick?
Typical.
Yeah.
Get up, Corlys. Get up. You got to go down there and swear your fealty to the Queen Rhaenyra. It's
like, he just can't. No wonder he goes to war. Look what he gets to come home to.
I know.
Seriously.
Oh, you won the war? Great. How nice for you.
Fuck. You wonder why Laenor left all this.
I had to sit on the driftwood throne while you were gone. It's like, listen, okay. Maybe that's a good point, actually, because that thing is.
That's true.
Well, I was thinking, dude, it's like when they told us that the sea snake was like injured or whatever, out of commission for a while. I was thinking maybe he found Laenor and he's, broing out with his son. Maybe not in the gay way, or maybe in the gay way. I don't know. Either way, he probably learned it's a better thing to do.
We're not Seven Seas.
The character is good, and he does a good job. The actor does a great job with this character, but he's the guy who before the show, episode 2 comes out, and he does the interview where he's like, well, yeah, people are being mean to me because I'm black, and they can't handle the fact that they're okay with people who have purple eyes, but they can't imagine a rich black man.
Is that what he said? No way.
What he said,
man.
Yeah. I've never imagined LeBron James or Michael Jordan in my
what
life.
Are you talking
Kanye
about?
West,
Barack Obama, Kanye West,
like the richest person, like one of the richest people in the world. Codenomics, real quick. I want to send him off, man. Sorry. All right, boys, it's bedtime for me. Got to be on the road in 6 hours. Y'all have fun.
Get to sleep. Dream of us. Boy. Just keep us on. We'll just soothe you to bed.
Sorry, Zach. What were you saying?
What was I saying?
He couldn't handle rich black people. They can't.
Oh yeah, well, that's where we're at right now as a society, and that's what. And that was at the same moment people were raving about his performance. Like nobody was attacking this guy, and he's like counter-striking against no one with a really, really bad faith argument.
Maybe everybody was bitching about Daemon, and it was so early in the series, no one knew their names yet. So we're like, I hate that fucking black guy with all the white dreads. Fuck that guy. He's a horrible actor.
Hold on, you guys hating on Daemon? Daemon's
hating on Daemon.
Okay, he is a pretty shitty character.
Yes,
but I think he plays him right, whatever way they want him. And for some reason, I don't know why I get this like looking at him right now. In no way do I think he looks like Martin Lawrence. But whenever I see him on, like I'm watching it, I just think of Martin Lawrence when I watch him. I don't know why.
I really don't know why either. But
I mean, if I was going to recast this, it'd be Martin Lawrence if you look in the left picture, and then Samuel Jackson as Corlys.
100%.
It'd be great. Oh, this comedy duo. Oh, it'd be awesome.
Chris Rock?
It would be.
No.
Chris Rock.
Who's he? Laenor?
That'd be
A young Chris Rock as Leonor.
Oh, that'd be so good.
What about that guy who plays Jazz in the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? You know, his like druggy friend.
Yeah.
Not really druggy
Mhm.
friend. I don't know what he is. He's just like kind of a
Oh, he's an airhead at least, right?
yeah. He's an airhead dude. There you go. There's the Leonor.
Yeah, so I mean, Vaymond definitely is in the right spot here, where he's gonna call out. He's the only person who's like, dude, they're fucking bastards. Is no one gonna say it here? Come on, guys. Like, who are we fooling here? And it is pretty frustrating to think from his point of view. Like, I'm this close to like taking over my house, and the only thing standing in my way is this thin veneer of whatever King V has to say.
Strong boys.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate gaslighting. It's like, what do you mean they're bastards? Like,
Look at them. They look
Yeah,
like
look at
you.
'em.
And you're like,
Well, it's dude, like narratively though, because like, dude, in the books, right? They look pretty similar. The Strongs and like the Valerians, don't they? I've seen pictures of Corlys in the books. He's got like black hair and pale ass skin. You wouldn't look at those kids and think that that might be you. That's why I do think it was a
Yes.
mistake to make these guys
Yeah.
black, purely for the reason of it made
Clip
this
that.
whole thing. Okay, clip it, guys. Put it out. Make it a short. I think it's a mistake to make anybody black. I think it's a mistake to make them black just because it makes this whole conspiracy so obvious. Like, yes, clearly Rhaenyra was fucking this white guy when she should have been fucking this black guy. It's like,
well, and Rhaenys has black hair in the book.
yes.
Yes.
So there's plenty of reason of how it
Yeah.
could have been. You know, I don't know. I just think that that was a weird thing to do. It makes Viserys look like an idiot.
which I mean, you'd be on Team Green side, hopefully at that point, right? You're like, dude, it's so obvious that Rhaenyra is just opening up her legs to Strong or people other than her husband at this point. But even with them making it so obvious that she's that way, still people are, yeah, no, I'm on this still that I'm on Team Green, and I don't know why people are Team Black, but like, come on, like, are we also stupid here? Because look at this. These are the same people here. I'm gonna flip it back and forth. These guys are related, supposedly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. Come on, guys.
No, fact check true. Listen, I don't know why it's
Snopes has confirmed it. The Citadel has
Snopes
confirmed.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't see why it's that big of an issue, though. Like, okay, actually, in Vaemon's case, I 100% understand it because it's like, I want my blood on this throne. But in Alicent's case, it's like Rhaenyra was the heir anyway. It did not involve Otto or Alicent in any way. So
Right.
it's not like they were this close to having their blood on the throne. Whoever Rhaenyra gets with, that's the kid that's going to be on there. So why do they care if there's bastards on the throne or not? It's still Targaryen blood. Who cares in the end?
Yeah,
I care.
I guess.
I
I
know.
care.
I know you
Why
do.
are the strong boys so tiny? Why would you cast the smallest, most limp-wristed kids you possibly could find to play the kids with the last name Strong when their dad was a bit of a beast? And in the book, they're a beast. Luke is supposed to be taller than his brother in the book, and in this, he's like, I think that would have made it better when he gets chomped on.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. If Aemond was not already, like, he already had to run from Aemond, but if he would have looked like he had a chance fighting Aemond face to face, but then Aemond kills him later with the dragon, then that's a better story than, well, he runs away and they go kill him anyway because he's the tiniest kid you can imagine.
Right.
Well, maybe they casted, Vaemond first, or excuse me, Aemond first, and then they're like, okay, well, we can't have him bigger than our boy, or make him look that much more intimidating because he's supposed to be like this scared little. I don't know. I feel like the power dynamic is good the way they have it here, but I do agree. This kid looks tiny.
Yeah,
like a
well,
little child.
the guy that got to play Harwin Strong, he was actually the original cast for Luke. And then when they got Aemond, they thought, well, you know what? We can't have Harwin or Luke looking so much bigger than Aemond. So that's when they hired this little kid. That's just true.
They cast Daemon. He's like, what, 30, 35 years old?
Yeah, exactly.
He looks like he does
just
not
looks-
look like a kid.
Oh, but his voice doesn't sound that old, though, when he speaks, right? He doesn't sound like grizzled. He sounds younger.
True.
I think,
he-
how
than-
old
than
is he
he
right now?
looks.
Like 18, though, right now, or something, isn't he?
Yeah, he's supposed to be younger,
I
but
think
he
he's
looks
18.
old. Yeah, he definitely looks older than his older brother. Which is, I hope they make who's his name look a little older. They can do something to Aegon, make him look older.
Could you imagine two softer kids than this we're looking at right now?
Well, my search results or my history.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say. I bet you could tell us, Zach. You probably have a lot of experience with soft
Would you
kids.
be
Hard
terrified
kids,
of these
too.
two kids? No.
no, I wouldn't be terrified of these two kids. Yeah, I mean,
okay,
they're-
honestly, do you guys think if these two kids had the jump on you, just like the split second jump, you think you could take them both in a fight at once?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
If they had to jump on you even a little bit, though, like
Yes.
you're walking down the street and they both are coming at you from behind, possibly.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if they have a pipe and they were
Okay,
hitting me
no,
in the
no,
back
they
of the
have,
head
they have no
first.
weapons. No weapons.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't think they could take me.
No.
All right. Good to know.
Not yeah.
Nosferatu says based as fuck. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
We all know what that's too.
All right, real quick, I just want to go through this theory potentially, and we don't know because I don't know if they have official timelines for the show. But what do you think about the theory that the Jace is actually the son of Kristen Cole?
I don't know.
He kind of looks like him, right? You look at he looks closer to Cole than he does to Strong, right?
True. That's true.
That's true, but
Is there any validity to this?
I mean, definitely. Well, I don't know. Maybe. How long was Rhaenyra fucking
Maury.
Kristen Cole for? I guess.
Oh yeah, the DNA results have just come in.
Oh, dude.
You're not the father. Ah.
Oh, Zach's just really into that one.
Laenor's so surprised. He's like, "What?"
What?
Falls back on his chair.
Carl. He needs Carl in him now. I don't think this is not real. I've never even heard this theory before.
Oh, really? Have you heard this, Zax?
I think I've heard it, yeah, but I don't think it's like a.
I've heard it
I
today.
don't think it's, I don't think it's really.
Okay.
People really buy it. It's just a thing to talk about.
That's what we're doing here.
I know.
Spoiler alert, everyone. That's what we're here to do. Just talk about it. But Gator, you've talked about this multiple times. In every universe, every show, I guess maybe Game of Thrones, maybe every show, there's a Simp Supreme. And me and Gator were supposed to be doing a video on this, but who's the bigger simp, Jorah Mormont or Sir Kristen Cole? Chad, I want everyone to vote on this too. I'm going to put up a poll here.
Vote.
But go ahead, Gator or Zax, whover wants to take it.
Go ahead, Zach. Why don't you talk about it a little bit? Unless you want me to. I don't care. Either way.
I can easily answer that question. It's got to be Jorah's the bigger simp. He never even got to seal the deal. He got nothing.
That is true. But you understand that Kristen Cole, he went in, he did it. He had the post-nut clarity and continues to simp. Don't you think that makes him a little bit worse?
At least he crossed the finish line.
I don't know. I think that actually makes it worse. You cross the finish line and then you don't see the repercussions of your mistakes and you keep on going for it. That seems a little bit more simpy to me. It is tough to say though, because listen, if you talk, George
Gator,
put in more years
you
too.
You can't believe that. You can't believe that, Gator.
I do believe that. Why do you think I can't believe that?
Why can't you believe that? Because he sealed the deal, so he's less of a simp. That's the rules.
No, dude, I'm all about that semen retention, man. I respect the semen retention in House of the Dragon. And Jorah Mormont might be doing that very same thing. There's no confirmation that he ever finished through the entire run of Game of Thrones. That may have been what given his immune system the boost to beat Grayscale along with the surgery.
Yeah, that could have been. Yeah. Well, I think there has to be another dynamic we're not taking consideration right now is the reaction you have once you've been denied. And Kristen Cole's is so bad, right?
It is.
And I don't know, does that make him more of a simp?
Dude.
Yes, the revenge porn aspect of it is so bad that I don't know if that makes him a better simp or a worse simp. You know,
actually,
like I don't know where
you
where you place it.
Jorah may actually be simp supreme. I think Kristen Cole is maybe more of an incel. Because he has that, I hate the person that is not giving me what I want. But we all know if Rhaenyra offered herself to him, he would turn around in a heartbeat and be like, I love you so much. I was waiting for this. I'm so sorry for everything I've done. So I think he might be more of an incel than a simp.
That's true. Yeah, that's making a lot more sense.
But he's not celibate. He's not celibate. That's the problem with that.
What?
He's not celibate up until he takes a vow where he's forced to be celibate.
Okay, well,
even then, he's not celibate. Even then,
do you have to be a virgin to be an incel?
He's a Chad walking around.
He's a Chad.
He's a Chad. Next to Jorah Mormont, he is. Look at him.
Send me some images of what you think are Chads after this stream.
I'd love to see this.
I want to pick your brain.
Travels the world and gets disease just so he can die for her. He gets nothing, not even a taste, not a whiff, nothing.
Dude, never have sex, get a disease.
That's right. What a win.
Okay, the poll is clearly going with Jorah as the Simp Supreme.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah,
well, actually, wait. No, I agree. If
yeah.
But the reason being, our boy Kristen Cole, Zax's favorite character confirmed, is an incel.
Look at his eyebrows.
He looks great.
Yeah, he's a specimen. It's true.
Yeah, he's the aging whatever.
He's too short, but
yeah.
For me.
He's a manlet?
He's not my type. Yeah.
Okay. Well, real quick, let's go through some of these characters we haven't really touched. We kind of touched on earlier, but Laenor, your thoughts on I think they changed it a little bit. I don't know if he'll come back because he's now still alive, but they changed that he's not actually dead. What'd you think about the change, and what'd you think about the character overall? And this, I don't know what you want to say, white cheddar Cheetos hair we got going
Right,
on.
yeah. I tell you what, when they revealed his haircut in that final iteration of him, that is no bueno.
The Cory Booker look.
Yeah, it is the Cory Booker look. He's got the gap of
He doesn't have the JB gap.
yeah, no, he doesn't have the JB gap. I'm trying to think of a gap. I can't think of the guy I'm thinking of. Either way, I hate the hairdo that he got in this final iteration. Because of that, I got to go with the lefty. But in general, what do you think of this character, Zax?
I think that with the change, I think they did it so that they could have Rhaenyra not have responsibility for it, and I think he's going to die either off screen or from erotic asphyxiation or some shit that had nothing to do with any of the major characters
Or AIDS.
involved. Yeah, maybe that or monkeypox, whatever. Right?
Oh, dude.
But
yeah,
he's gonna. I think he's gonna die anyways. But it's just gonna be that it wasn't. The blood won't be on her hands.
which I love how people are like, oh wow, she didn't kill Laenor. How nice of her. It's like, you killed somebody still. It's like, you had to find a body.
You did. They killed the guard dude.
A guy that's like
the fire.
I know, a guy that's duty bound.
Random guy.
Yeah.
And by the way.
Oh,
What
yeah.
Also, a generous move on her part.
I start to question the parenting of Corlys and Rhaenys if they find this random dead body. Like, that's my son. They're like, have you done any investigation on this body other than just the clothes it's wearing?
Yeah, the maester literally looks at him and is like, you guys are racist. This is just a random black guy. This is not your son.
He's like 2 feet shorter.
Corlys, you are a racist.
Yeah, confirmed.
He's so funny. Corlys is getting like Daemon and his son mixed up all the time.
So stupid.
Well, speaking of him and the boys, who do you think was the better boyfriend for Laenor here? Was it Joffrey Longmouth? Is it Longmouth?
It's something like that.
More like Loudmouth. Dude, just keep it to your fucking self here with Sir Christian Cole.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say, man. It's definitely got to go Carl with a Q, because, dude, what's his name? Joffrey couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut, and apparently Carl's like a great knight. He's actually a badass fighter. So we don't see it. Hey, Ka. Hey, yo, that actor who plays that guy, he's in that original What We Do in the Shadows movie. He's like the lead werewolf. Just
is he?
the other day. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, it's great. Comment Man asked in the chat, what happened to his dragon? You're talking about Sea Smoke. I guess it's just going to be on. He's left it.
Yeah, probably in
so much for that
Dragonstone.
connection. He's probably just going to sit there with along with Jaehaerys's dragon that just went unclaimed and is just chilling.
Yeah, all those Targaryen bastards are going to ride him around.
That's what would happen, except for no one can ride him because he's still bound to Laenor. But that's why they're going to kill Laenor off screen so that someone else can claim him.
Is that what
Seriously.
happens actually though? Like, so if you're like the rider
Yeah.
dies, even if the dragon knows nothing about it, like the bond is broken.
Right.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how it works, but that's how they tell you it works.
I don't know how it works. I don't know what happens, but this is what happens. This is how it works. So that
All right,
makes
let's
sense.
Pretty much.
Nosferatu says that the Valerian's guilty of cultural appropriation.
Wow.
I think absolutely, but
Well, I don't know what
Judge.
they're appropriating.
Anything and
Racism
everything.
towards people of color? Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, the Valerians are appropriating white racism against black people as black people themselves.
I think that's a good point, though. I think we should ask the two Flasses, did you guys buy tickets for black people to see Wakanda Forever?
I did. Yeah. Well, it's actually
how many tickets did you buy?
I didn't realize this was a thing. The Bulls came over to hang out with my wife while I'm doing the stream right now, and they peeked their head in. They're like, bruh, hit me up with some tickets next. Is it next week? I don't remember. Whatever. They're sitting front row. I'm doing everyone a favor. They're sitting front row. But I got 2 tickets.
That's good. All right, so what is the sound travel the least in the front row, or what?
I was just
no. No.
And so,
nope.
Okay.
So Don's gonna guard the door just like at home, right?
Yeah.
Just do what you want with my wife, please. Don't come in here.
I don't know why this big deal. Everyone's writing articles about this. This is every day for me. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's get back to Laenor's and also Laenor. He has a taste. He only likes white boys, I guess, right? He's just a white meat consumer here.
That's the appropriation that Nosferatu's talking about. Same deal.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's more the racism
Okay,
stuff.
there you go.
Huh.
So
I don't know. What's wrong with white meat,
there's nothing wrong with white meat unless you're my wife.
It's a little
So,
dry.
Yeah. Okay, what about his sister? I think she is by far the most attractive. The,
yes.
the last two iterations. Leanna, she's way better looking
Glad you
than
clarified that.
what the last two iterations of the thing.
Yeah. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yes,
Well, I'm not Zax over here
Exactly, I was
talking
gonna
about
say,
bragging about
Zach's
how
like,
he can get into
"Never
school.
take
So
my girl on
easily."
the left. That's mine.
Yeah, go ahead, unsubscribe to our channel if you're picking the far left one, and then go sub to Zax's
Yeah,
channel.
go sub to Zach's. It's right up his alley.
Yeah, and we only get like really one episode with her in her middle kind of whatever iteration here. I don't know what you kind of call it, like teenage years, and but she's good.
Her flowering. Call it her flowering.
Yeah, when she's blossoming.
Yes.
You sick fuck.
Yeah, and the hair actually looks the best out of all of the Valerians that have white wigs going on. Hers looks the best, I think.
Yeah, dude, her daughters, when she eventually has daughters, it looks horrible sometimes. You can see the actual black hair like matted down beneath the wig. It's terrible. But these last two are great. And like you talked
I
about
think they
this
went to
earlier,
every
dude.
party stuff. They went to every party stuff they could find, and they bought all of the wigs they could get.
What the fuck is party stuff?
Yeah, we're not
What kind of
we're not from a
Canadian
third
has-
world country. It's Party
Oh my-
City, bitch.
It is Party City.
Okay.
Or Spirit.
Party
Or
City.
Spirit Halloween. Listen, build the wall on the northern border of the United States.
Keep these Canadians out
I
of here.
agree.
Yes, this is unbelievable. I wish we could fucking block the airways too, so we didn't get their Wi-Fi.
Go ahead, Gator. What were you saying about the hair and stuff?
Well, I was just gonna say we talked about it earlier a little bit, but it's too bad we didn't get more time with Daemon and Lena's relationship. You know what I mean? Because like it seemed like they weren't that bad together, and then all of a sudden she wanted to kill herself, and
I know.
it's kind of unclear if it had anything to do with the relationship, or is it because she was like in unbelievable pain and she realized her and her kid were probably gonna die anyway. I'd like to believe it's that, but a lot of people say it's because Daemon is an asshole or something, and I just honestly didn't see it in that
How?
relationship. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Nosferatu says, I wish I could play air hockey with Don and Gator at Dave and Buster's. Listen, we could play a little tonsil hockey right here at home if you want to. But
Yeah, we'll live stream it. Members only. If you're a member.
only. Fans only.
I wonder how many flights of stairs she had to climb in that tower to get up to her dragon to kill herself.
Oh no, she went
Yeah.
down. We were talked about this. She slips and
Slip and
slide, dude.
slide.
She's self-lubricating.
It was actually a really narrow
Oh.
tower with stairs going around, so it was like a fun little whee, and then she fucking died.
Yeah,
All right.
wish we had more time with her. But some
Rest
people
me
we
too.
had some people we had like a little bit of time with, and maybe a little too longer with is some of the Strongs here. And Gator has a hard on for Lionel Strong.
I do,
He's
dude. Are
the
you
best
fucking
hand in
kidding
all
me?
the Westeros. I
He
love him.
is.
Embrace the ball, motherfucker. Look at that little front little it's
Yeah, it's not
fading
good.
so bad in the
It's
front.
not good.
He's clinging onto it. Just shave it, dude.
Yeah, listen though, he like I said, he kind
I
of
have a
has
widow's
this.
peak.
He has
No,
this
you
kind of beta. Yeah, he does not. He has this kind of beta position of power where but he still has the authority as well. I think he could go with just shaving that disgusting little thin patch right there and then maintain the bald around, and it fits him. It's not like he's in charge. He's not a Tywin figure. You know what I'm saying? I think he
Right.
could embrace the front bald and maintain the back sides. He made a mistake. I'm not going to hate him for it. I love Lionel Strong.
What was his mistake? Locking the door?
like telling his son stop fucking the queen after one baby.
Oh.
Maybe
No, that's not his mistake. His mistake's the hair mistake. Every other decision he made in his life was perfect. Okay, in his fucking life. Actually, you know what? No, I lied. He had one more mistake, and it was caring about his son enough to escort him personally to Harrenhal, where his other fucking weird son decided to kill both of them, which is unbelievable. If he didn't make that decision, do you think Larry's would have killed him? Or
Well,
was the only intent to kill the brother, or was the only intent to kill the dad, and then the brother was just kind of nice to have in there too?
yeah, I think it was the dad. I don't think he. I know he. Larry's wanted to get. Larry's. He wanted to get.
Just call him Larry.
the
Call him Larry.
Yeah, call him Larry. Larry wanted to get Lionel out, but Harwin Strong is a good person to get out too, because Alicent is not friends with Rhaenyra at this point too. So it's like 2 for 1, dude. It's a great deal.
Yeah, it is. I just wonder if it would have been more beneficial to keep Harwin even alive, because that's like the father of Rhaenyra's bastards. Like, I feel like getting rid of him is getting rid of one more shred of like possible proof. I know they didn't have DNA testing or
Right.
whatever back in the day, but it's like, what if somehow you caught him in a moment of weakness and he admitted to being Rhaenyra's kid's parents or father? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like that was dumb to kill him. Or I guess if it was the only option, it's the only option, but still.
I think he went all in. That's all it was. And so he took out his dad so that he could be replaced with Otto again, which is on Team Alicent. And then he went kill his brother because, well, Team Alicent, I guess.
And to be fair, listen, it was those fucking tongueless prisoners, probably brainless and ballless as well, who did this.
Yeah.
And Larry's just probably like, whatever, just do it. I know you're gonna do it wrong, so just do it however you want.
And then he says, "Show feet."
Yeah. Yes, he does.
I don't think he gets in the simp category because he's kind of getting what he wants, right? Is he a simp? I don't think he gets a.
No,
who's his name is the more of the simp.
he's not a simp at all because literally Alicent goes in there. You can tell she doesn't want to do it and does it anyway. And Larry's just sits there like an alpha male, just jerking off underneath his robe, filling his cum cloak with cum.
Oh, dude. Do you think he scrubs that out himself or he has somebody else that does it?
Scrubs it out, you said?
No, he scrubs.
What'd you say? Do you think he what?
Yes, he scrubs out his washes his own cloak, or does he have somebody else do it for him?
I think he has someone else do it for him, or maybe he doesn't even care. Why would he even care? It's on all the time. It just builds up in there.
Yeah, what's that smell? Oh yeah, that's Larry, dude.
Yeah, he's wearing his cum cloak again. You know how he has this cum clothes.
You just take your cloak off.
Yeah.
No, I think I'll leave it on.
Is this show kink shaming at all? Because they make a foot fetish in a very negative light. I don't think we're supposed to enjoy that scene. That he's like, oh yeah, I'm getting some foot action here.
Oh, I think definitely because it's like it was not like a Quentin Tarantino thing or like a Dan Schneider where it's 4-foot people either. Like she barely puts those things up. Like it's like what's his name from?
Yeah, I know.
Home Improvement.
Yeah.
What's the neighbor's name?
Wilson.
Wilson, yeah. Those toes are like Wilson peeking over the fence. You don't get to see anything. And then he's just cranking it and she puts her feet away before he even does it. It's like definitely kink shaming. But I'm kind of all for it because it's a weird kink.
Does that actually think they're kink shaming here?
I think they know people will talk about it.
Is that it? They're like, okay,
Are
we
they
need
correct?
something in the scene people talk about. We have the Rhaenys kills all these people in this one scene. Is there anything else we can do in here?
Well, because they can't have her do anything overtly sexual with him because she wouldn't be a sympathetic victim.
Yeah,
that's true.
Less of a simp.
So letting him see her feet is like, did she really do anything wrong? Maybe not. If she sucked him off, then it's a different deal.
Well, also just love how the line of logic or the creativity in the writer's room here with Larry's clubfoot he's known by many, right? Oh, how do we make him disgusting? Clubfoot. I don't know. He's a foot fetish? Like, yeah, write that down. Dude, come on. Just maybe spend like 10 more seconds thinking about it before
it's pretty lazy.
Yeah.
Comment Man, all for the feet. We got a feet guy. Comment Man, just go ahead. Try to find him somewhere on social media, DM him, try to get in contact for more feet enthusiasm with him.
Yep, feet information, anything you can get.
Feet content. All right, and then I just want to talk one last thing about, we didn't really fully talk about all of the green Targaryens here. Aegon, Aemond, and Helena. I feel like if you could somehow channel her prophetic dreams, you could potentially turn the war to your favor, right? Because she basically saying things that are going to happen in the future.
Yeah,
but everyone thinks she's a babbling buffoon, so no one's like listening to her fully or can interpret it. But you have like what were those things in the precogs in what's it?
Minority Report?
Minority Report. Yeah, you have one of those just like walking around. Come on, put her in the bathtub, hook something up there.
Did she have anything that she said that was like actionable?
Well, not yet. I don't think she
Okay.
said anything that was super relevant to what we've seen so far, right?
She has you'll lose an eye. She said that about Aemon.
That's right. Yep.
And then she said she's basically
something about the monsters under the floorboards. What was that?
Yeah, I think that's for later.
Is that a Holocaust thing? That is no bueno.
She's picking a side there. The monsters in the floorboards, or maybe she meant the attic. There's monsters in the attic.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the floorboards, right? They hit him under there too. We've all seen Inglourious Bastards.
Oh.
Well, yeah. So I obviously, this is what we got. We got.
I mean, you guys. It's too far. You've taken it too far now.
I don't think so. Kanye said it. We can say it. He's got the bitch on the left. You got the bully in the middle, and you got the bitch 2 on the right, the bimbo on the right. We all love Aemond. We all hate Aegon, and we don't give a shit about what's her name.
Helena.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a theory that Aegon potentially is Aemond is actually the father of Aegon's kids, and Aegon really never conceived those children with his sister. And Aemond
who's the prince that was promised?
Aemond.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. That's who it is.
Done.
There you go.
It's embarrassing that you didn't know that.
Yeah, idiot. Okay.
It's Arya.
Yeah,
Oh,
Arya.
that's right. Forgot about that.
And do you have anything else you guys want to say about this? I
No,
have like
there's not
one
much to
last.
say. It sucks because Aemon is a really cool character, actually, and I want to see a lot more of him. The one thing I can say, I guess, is a really cool scene is when he did the final toast or tribute, whatever he called it, at the final dinner after
Yeah.
Viserys got taken away, and we got that cool square off scene between Daemon and Aemon because
Mhm.
spoiler alert, they're gonna fight. So I do like that little bit of foreshadowing. It's cool, it built tension. Another part of the reason why episode 8 was the best.
All right. Okay. The last question I have for you guys. Okay. The season's pacing. Do you wish it went faster, slower, stayed the same? What are your thoughts?
I have an answer, but if Zach wants to answer first, he can.
I would say that I was pretty okay with the pacing. The time jump was a, mm, a bit strange, but also kind of necessary. I don't know about some of the recastings and then the not recastings in other cases and why they would do that, but I think they could have. I would have liked to have seen Allison. The same actress would have been fine, I would think. So I think that was the most jarring part of the time jump, and then just I thought they did a great job with Viserys just disintegrating over time.
Yeah.
I think so too. I do think that it went a little bit fast. I don't care, like that's fine. But if I could change one thing about this show, it would be the pacing. I think this could have been 2 full seasons. And I think the first season could have been 10 full episodes. And if they had just found a way to insert some kind of climactic action scene or intrigue scene um in that episode where they had the wedding. Remember the wedding where Kristen Cole committed that anti-gay hate crime, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. First of all, that scene was rushed and confusing as hell anyway. So if they
it
somehow
was.
made that this massive dramatic finale to a season, and then season 2 would have picked up on the episode where we get the Rhaenyra and Alicent actress changes, and it's
Yeah.
her giving birth or whatever in that first scene, I think is what it is. And then we get the reveal of like, oh, it's Strong, this random Harwin Strong, it's his kids. I think that would have been really cool too. It's even more time with Viserys, so when we finally get that throne room entrance and everything, it hits that much harder. I think that's what I would want.
I actually want it to be longer. I wish we would have gone all the way back to Aegon's conquest. We would have
Of course.
just done one season of Aegon's conquest all the way to here at the end. You imagine they go with the breakneck speed. The breakneck speed you have to go to every episode's like a huge time jump.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I think that that's a good point. You guys both make good points. Actually, you could have expanded it, and I would have liked to have seen some of Corlys with his campaign as well in the Stepstones. I think that would have been interesting to see, but we are never going to see that clearly. But I think it was more about they just weren't sure how this was going to be received, and so they wanted to try to end it at like the beginning of this big war, and
Keep
that's what
making
they
excuses. We know that you like this more than Game of Thrones season 1, but it's time to
Oh God, no!
Okay. Yeah, I fully agree, dude. The whole Corlys campaign and Daemon fighting this war in the Stepstones, that
Yes.
whole thing would have been sweet. And even after the point where Laenor and Laena both die, this would probably be in season 2 then at this point. This is my little perfect world. Then we could see the campaigns where Corlys ends up getting severely injured, right? And he has this, what do they call it? I forget what they call it. Blood fever. Yeah, it's monkeypox. No. I was thinking of Corlys. I don't know if I said Laenor or not. Either way.
No, but yes. Come on. Corlys is smashing.
Like father, like son. Yeah, like father, like son. If we got to see all that stuff, like this is the action that's actually happening in the background that we didn't get to see. And I do think that this season had a little bit of the fast travel pacing of the final few seasons of Game of Thrones. Just a little bit. And I think that's too much. I think it's too much.
I think they should have believed in it more and fleshed it out longer and let it go a bit more. But I agree.
Yeah, they should have showed us that Daemon is actually a military leader and Corlys is too, besides just that one episode. We just get a little bit of it, and that's it. Because a lot of people had problems with, like, what are you telling me? You can't just burn the whole cave or whatever thing down to get the crab feeder out of there? They should just, again, had a couple episodes there where you actually showed how difficult it was to get him or get the crab feeder out of there.
You could have built the crab feeder up to be like a big, intimidating dude too. And they kind of did. It was ominous the way he was, but we didn't see him do much. He was just this intimidating figure that died right away. Nosferatu says, back in Zach's and I's youth, we played Smear the Carl. Yeah, dude. Good for you. Carl with a Q, of course.
Yeah, I know. You guys used to do in the shower all the time. And whenever me and Gator Pie jump in there because we just want to. Me next.
Yeah, me next. We want to go. Never get a turn. It's ridiculous.
All All right, well, that wraps up our discussion on season 1 of House of the Dragon. Zach, do you have anything to plug? Anything you want to say? Final thoughts?
No, it was a fun show. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank God.
I think, thank God it's over, right?
Right.
No, thanks for having me on. It was fun. And Wednesday, I'm doing a Rings of Power roast where we're gonna have a tournament to pick what was the cringiest moment from Rings of Power season 1. Then we're gonna bury that show and leave it there.
And it is crazy, dude. I just want to throw it in there because I don't know if I'll be able to make it to your stream or not, but it is just insane that both of these shows were airing at the same time, and Rings of Power was so unbelievably worse than this. You know what I mean? Even though they could have been similar, but they were just worlds apart, man.
Yeah, I mean, and it made it worse that they were on at the same time because then people could actually look back and forth and see how good this show was and how unbelievably bad that show is. And that show cannot recover. And
Nope, it's done.
The pressure's on this show now to continue and be better.
So you're talking about House of Dragon has to be better? They have the pressure on them?
Yeah,
but I mean, like,
I think
Lord
people
of the Rings, they have to
now.
do something. They have to do something, though, with Lord of the Rings, right? They have
God,
to. They put so much money in it. I don't know. They have to do something.
Waste more money. That's the thing too, dude. Like, it got so much viewership though. They actually did make their money back, and that's like kind of the depressing thing about it. But yeah, I think we're gonna get season 2 of both of these shows, and I'm glad we will. I'll watch both of them. Don Boy, before we head out, I'm gonna say it on air, so you're held to it. You have to watch Rings of Power. You still have to watch it. I know it sucks, and then we should do some kind of content that compares these two shows because why not?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we should. Yeah, we should, and I need to fucking do it, but I have an exam this week, and that might be a reason why I'm not too long on Zach's stream, because I have an exam literally on Thursday morning. So, but if those who are here still, people that are still in the chat, we have a slight announcement to make. That is something I don't know if Zach even knows about it, but we are going to be changing our logo officially. We're just doing a quick little refresh of our logo. So now this is our new Flats of Phoenix logo. Basically the same thing. It looks a lot better. Looks a lot cleaner. Yeah. So yeah, officially now I think moving tomorrow. This is going to be the new logo, boys.
It's bigger. It's thicker too. More.
It is, but let's not.
It's a chode.
It is a chode. Let's not shy away from the fact that it still has absolutely no blood flow. So
yeah, it's still flaccid as ever.
But it's breaking out of the circle, you know.
That's true. That's true.
Or the circle's getting smaller.
The circle represents 5,000 subs, so we've been in there for a while.
Good night, Stephen Ransom.
See you guys. I think that we're just gonna wrap it up here. Happy Halloween, Nosferatu, you stupid little Indian loving vampire. I think I don't know what else.
Thanks, Nos.
Yeah. No, I think we're good. Yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody.
I'm just gonna end the broadcast. Hey guys, we're not gonna do any outro. That's stupid. See ya. Thanks for everybody for coming.
Unsub.
Make both.